So, hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Yul Brenner. And it is Wednesday, used to be known as Wealth Wednesdays. As I said, maybe one day Walter will come back. But in the meantime, we have changed it to With Love, Demetra K, and it's dealing with relationships, everything you can think of. I've been putting an email out for the last couple of weeks, basically asking for people to come on. If they want to, ask us a question, they're looking for love. They want to put themselves out there. And I've also asked people to send emails, and they can do it anonymously, which is what we're going to deal with today. And give us a scenario and ask us a question, and we're going to deal with that. Of course, we can talk about other things as we progress along today. But specifically, we're going to talk about a viewer who is turned off by a certain ick. I have to make sure I iterate that because y'all might think I was saying something else, but ick, I-C-K. Okay, and I'm going to get into that because I kind of heard the term, but I really didn't know what it meant until I kind of did a little bit of research about it today. And so I'm also going to ask Donovan and everybody else what your ick is in regards to the opposite sex or somebody you're dating. You might be dating the same sex, but that's your business. So anyway, who's on here? Tia, how you doing? Troy, what's going on? Naomi, I hope you're having a great day. CG, what's going on? Long time no see. And brother Don, how are you? All right, save it. Say, don't put your icks in there just yet because I want to really get to all of them and I don't want them to pass me by. So I don't know. We may not have a lot of people on here today, which is good, right? It could be a little intimate setting. But Donovan, what say you?
Oh man, another day, another dollar into the community. You guys, we have this banner at the bottom. You guys know the routine. If you guys want to contribute, that's a way you can contribute right there. It's all the different apps and Gmails and things, and you'll give 100% of your donation to the content creator. Don't forget to download the African Diaspora News app or sign up at the channel on the africandiasporanews.org on YouTube. You can do that, and you can learn about what's going on in the African diaspora. We think that, well, at least I think shows like this that are really, really realistic and more mature, because the unfortunate thing is when you're in your 50s and you're getting older, it is a phenomenon in the nuclear family psyche, even though it's been broken, to where you see people in our age group, which we are Generation Xers, where people aren't married 20, 30 years. I just came back from a party where my friend's parents have been together for 61 years, and they were still going strong. And so, taken away from the new generation thing where I don't need no man, I don't need no woman, blah, 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 blah. I think, and I think it's important, and I see it every time I go to the hospital or I go to someplace. I always see these older Black gentlemen by themselves. Now, a lot of them are widowers. They lost their wives over time, whatever the deal is. But I'm seeing a lot of young women at the VA or at my general practitioner. They're going to these appointments by themselves. And it's just, to me, this is not the way it's supposed to be. And I'm going to tell you guys, as somebody who is by themselves, you are not supposed to grow old alone. So, whatever BS that was been put in your head and you haven't learned after all these years that what you're doing is not working to attract a mate, you need to find and do something different. So, Dimitri, this is going to be interesting. Let's get into it.
Hello to everybody. And Tisha, how are you doing today? All right, so let's go ahead and get in it. As I said, this is With Love, Demetra K. It's our relationship show, everything relationships. And today I'm going to deal with an email somebody sent me in regards to being turned off. And nowadays, I guess it's known as an ick. Hello, KP and Shaniqua. It's known as an ick. But before I read y'all the scenario, I want to define what it is. Because like I said, I have to really kind of look at it. My daughter, she's a lot younger than me, and she helped me with this. So an ick, I-C-K.
A lot younger? What, you guys are only 12 years apart?
Roughly 13. So the definition of an ick is losing romantic or sexual interest in someone you were once attracted to. Visceral reaction to a habit, behavior, or personality trait, It says can come on at any point in the relationship, first date to 2 years in a marriage. So, for example, chewing with your mouth open, bad at simple math, can't swim, etc. Okay. And let's see here. The reasons they say are people get the ick when they see their partners interacting poorly. For example, rude to service workers. So, like if you're at a restaurant and you're rude to the waitress or something like that, that can be an ick for someone. Now, icks are also attached to red or yellow flags. I guess we need to figure out what a yellow flag is, right? Someone with avoidant attachment styles may use icks as an excuse to not get close to someone. We have outgrown our current situation. So I guess that's another example. And then it says, can we move past the icks? And it says, how do we do that? So I'll get more into that part in just a minute. But I'm going to read y'all the email. And hello to everybody came on here. Elton, how you doing? Miss White. And okay, so let me get into it here. So this is the email that I received. Hello, Demetra. Let me start first by saying I love your show. Well, if you're watching, I love you watching the show. And he says, and I watch every week. Says, I need your opinion. I need to know if my ick is too picky. Don't ask me how, but I'm often in situations to see my ick. I am disgusted. This is the ick. By men who, oh God, who drink out of mini milk cartons like the ones they give kids at school. One time I went on a date to a buffet, and instead of him pouring the juice into a glass, he drank it straight out of the carton. Yuck. Sadly, that wasn't the last I'd come face with this issue. I can't explain why, but whenever I see this, I am instantly turned off and repulsed. It deeply disturbs me. I know everyone has silly icks, but do you think I'm being childish or picky with mine? So I have icks, and I didn't know that they were called icks, but I do have them. And so I want to ask you guys in just a minute what your icks are. But Donovan, just hearing that, do you think they're being too picky or petty with that ick?
Well, not necessarily, because not everybody is raised in the same capacity in the same way. Like I said, I always tell people all this, and you know this about me, Demetra. I was raised overseas, so whenever you hear the analogy, the hood, why is it that everybody assumes every Black person was raised in an environment that is called the hood? And we are all raised like that, and that person's little idiosyncrasies is something that's out of the ordinary, that is kind of like, oh, I've never seen that, or that's just disgusting, the way that person was raised. So, but I will say this, as speaking as a man, most men will drink straight out of the carton, especially when we're either too damn tired or too damn lazy to go get a glass. That is something that happens. I'm not saying in her situation that's acceptable, but in general, most guys will do that because that's just how we're built. So I don't think her ick is out of the ordinary. It's just something that she has not been exposed to before, or he or she.
And I see Black men, you say these lovely lady standards is too high, but it's an ick. Is it really a standard? Because from what I understand of an ick, it's something that you can just it's almost like a trigger, right? Like you may not even know you have it, and you see somebody do something and you're like, ew, I don't, that makes me feel a certain type of way, right? Hello, Sunlight. Where have you been, beautiful? Welcome back. Elton, you say, thanks. I actually was excited, but at least I save money and I get to hang out with the cool kids. Lady single male here with his own teeth. All right now. And low budget jokes with no kids and employed. All right. We taking notes. Hey, Common Man, how you doing? Everything is up. Glad that you made it, bro. Goo, you say. Women saying that they don't need a man is them falling for the feminist BS. When they get older, they're going to learn the hard way. No husband, no children, no family to help them. Way to go, ladies. All right. Somebody says, I'm so glad you started this, Demetra K, this year. I'm going to have some stories to tell. Okay, well, I want you to come on or send them anonymously if you want to do that. But again, everybody has icks. Did you say what your ick was? Yeah. Do you have any icks? I know doggone well you got some icks.
I have too many to list. I have too many to
You know
list.
what's so funny? When I was thinking about mine, I'm like, I couldn't think of none, but then I really started to figure out what it was. I was like, oh man, I got like a novel.
Yeah, and a lot of mine comes from my experiences coming out of the military. And I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story. When I was in the military, even though I was a military kid, I used to think the military screwed up. This is messed up. This doesn't make any sense, blah, blah, blah. But when I became a civilian and see the individualism that goes on and the selfishness within the civilian world, you guys are screwed up. You guys are really screwed up. So I got a lot. There's too many to list.
All right, well, we'll get to the comment section. If y'all want to come up.
Wait, you know what, though? Wait. I'm sorry. I hate to cut you off. But somebody just reminded me, weave is my biggest.
I was about to say.
Yeah, that's my number one thing. You cannot tell me you are a pro-black woman, whatever the deal is, and you're this and that when you got a hair hat on your head. So that's my biggest one. So go ahead. Sorry.
I was like, I know he got some. Common Man says, I don't drink out of milk or orange juice bottles. I use a glass until the very end. Okay. Well, that person who wrote this email would appreciate that, but they are not happy when they see a man drink out of a little milk carton. I guess it just does something to him, right? And M says, if you want to get married, you need a strong stomach. Ooh, you ain't lying. All right, so let's see here. I want to go back, and if y'all could put whatever ick you may have in the comment section, I have mine. I'm gonna save it to the end. And Naomi, I'm gonna read yours, so you don't have to put it back in there because we don't have a lot of comments on here just yet. All right, so I hope that you're still on here. You're saying my ick is when you tell them that you are not interested in sex. And they agree, then they try to pressure you anyways and act as if the discussion was never had. Yeah, I could see how that would be an ick because it's like, I already told you, I don't really want to do that with you or whatever the case is. And you keep asking me as if it's going to change my mind. And then I guess, is it coming from a friend or who? I guess it doesn't matter who it's coming from, right? If I said no, I mean no. You're not going to change my mind. And that's okay, right? And I think people need to be all right with a no. You can ask me 5,000 different ways and the answer is still going to be no. So I can understand why that would become an icky, situation. All right, let me go back down to the bottom. Mr. Actually say there's a 7-year ick in a marriage. Some of them, they call it a 7-year itch, I guess, right? Where things kind of get, tight and tough, I guess, we have to really try to weather the storm. Like, do we really want to be together, right? Some people, I guess, get that. I had a 10-month itch or ick. That's the longest that I was married. All right, let's see here. JB1, how you doing? It says, okay, BBLs are an ick for you. That might be an ick for a lot of people, Yeah, Donovan says that's an ick for him. Donovan, why is a BBL an ick for you? It's a big booty.
But not everybody likes big booties. I mean, I'm into natural type women. Just like women don't want me to get a penile implant. I mean, maybe they do. I don't know. But you know what I mean? It's to me, it looks unnatural. Some of these ladies are looking like ants or honeybees. They got the big. It just doesn't look right, especially for your frame. Especially when the skinny girls get them, it looks totally ridiculous. So when I see a woman that's naturally built and has maybe she ain't got a big butt, but she's proportionate, to me, that's what's up.
Naomi say bad hygiene, stinky feet, bad breath, sloppy dressing, pass gas as a joke. Oh yeah. See, that was actually one of my icks, bad hygiene, and specifically men that let their nose hairs grow too long and the hairs grow out of their ears is like, and I'm not necessarily one that like a lot of like hair on a man, chest and back. I don't mind a man, doing some manscaping, but the hair out the ears and the nose is like, you don't see that.
I'm
I'm just
surprised I
asking.
haven't seen the lady say a thing about missing teeth.
I'm sure. I'm sure it's gonna be thrown up in there. Okay. Uh, yeah. Okay. So, Naomi, rather, says yes when you first meet someone. Oh yeah. I listen. If I first meet you and you having a conversation with me below the neck, we're not gonna have a conversation no more. Cause I'm like, I ain't never even told you that I wanted to talk to you like that. So that's forward, So hey, I probably wouldn't be dating somebody, see them again. So I agree with you on that. And Tia, you say no steady job. Yeah, that could be an ick. Because it's like, why can't you keep a job or a source of income or something? Like what's going on, especially if they have an excuse all the time. Well, what happened was, they didn't really like me, or A, B, C, and D, or whatever. Common Man, he says one of my icks is okra. I hate that weed, blah. So you don't like okra? I learned to like it not too long ago. It just depends on how it's made. But
Yeah. Some people make it where it's real slimy and slithery and stuff. It just how you make it.
Robert, how you got a million emails? You said so. You got your national anthem at the Super Bowl, huh? Some people just like attention. Does that do your heart good that I mentioned your name? How are you today? I hope that brings you a lot of joy. Um. All right, hold on a second. Gone. Roberto was gone. You know what? He's my ick. All right. All right, so let's see here. And Easy, you saying your ick is a weave too. You don't like weaves under no circumstances, no wig, no weaves, nothing. What if she has to wear it?
Medical is different. Absolutely, of course. Outside of that, what is the excuse? Mental illness. You got to be mental illness when there's nothing wrong with you to put that on top of your head.
All right. Easy, you say BBL's not real, artificial. Well, with some BBLs, they take the fat out of your own body and they, put it in different places. But if that's your ick, that's your ick. I think the two with BBL, some of them is just like, and you asked for that? You went in the doctor's office and asked them to do that to you. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I've seen some in California, but I think being in the South is like, wow, they're everywhere.
Yeah, here in California, BBLs aren't that really big unless you're in Los Angeles, but it's still not a big thing. Everybody's more healthy and natural. Because like I said, there's a difference. In the South, the women and the people in the South are a little bit thicker, and all that other. California, we're a little skinny and active out here.
Dwayne says, and how you doing, by the way? Says, I like women with big butts, but like Donovan says, it has to be natural. Yeah. And, there's some BBLs that look natural, but I think, some people are going overboard. It's like, give me all you got. I want the triple XL, baller collar edition.
But, I was reading a report, though. There's also, as years go by, there could be serious complications with all of that. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and we're gonna see it now. It's kind of, I mean, they've been around. They're Brazilian butt lifts, is what it is. But those women were getting them where their butt was lifted, right? It was cute, but somehow it got turned into what we see now. And I did see something that said that as well. We don't, because it's such a new thing, kind of with them the way they are now. Nobody really knows what's going to happen in the future. Like what does that mean for you? Can you imagine being an older person and you're kind of feeble, but then you're dragging your butt behind you?
Yeah, well, if you've been watching TikTok and some of these little videos, you can actually see some of the ones that have gone wrong, or some of the ones that after a certain amount of time, because if that's natural body fat, which a lot of it is, it absorbs back into your body. So some of these women go back and get another injection and stuff, and then it makes their booty like a balloon, and it like sags when all the air depresses out of it. It's terrible. It's just terrible.
Dwayne says, Donovan, most black men want natural black women. I never did like all that makeup on women, especially the foundation it gets on your clothes when she lays her face on a man's chest. My mom used to always say that. Don't no man want a shirt full of makeup. You know, if you lay your head on his shoulder or something, then it's like the whole side of your face is on his good shirt. So yeah.
Well, and the sad thing with the makeup is, again, older sisters, where are y'all at to teach these younger women not to make these stupid mistakes that affect their hygiene of their face? These girls aren't even taking the makeup off when they go to sleep. They're sleeping with the foundation and stuff on.
Yeah. And hey, Stephen, how you doing? I would say a lot of nowadays. I mean, when I was coming up, we didn't wear a lot of makeup. Like I don't wear foundation or nothing on my face. Of course, I wear lipstick and some eyeliner stuff. But we didn't wear that much makeup. It was and makeup is an enhancement, right? To kind of enhance what you already have. But the makeup nowadays people are wearing is it's a whole different face, and it's so under that it does ruin your skin. Your pores can't breathe, and it actually ends up making you look older to where eventually you need to wear the makeup.
Well. Guess what I found out? And I was watching a show the other day. What they're doing now, since their skin is so bad, their facial acne and stuff is so bad, they're just tattooing their faces now. So, problem solved.
And Steven says, my ick is the woman with so many tattoos, wigs, and weaves. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess that's just kind of the culture now with all the tattoos. When I was a personal banker, I would see bankers and they would have tattoos on their hands and their feet and stuff. And I thought, wow, somebody was coming in here with some real money or some old money. I would think they want to sit down with a traditional looking banker, if you will. I wouldn't be able to take someone seriously who, has all of that going on. But then, I guess that's kind of the sign of the times. But I'm also one of those people, or women, I should say, that feel like too many tattoos ruin a good dress. Have a beautiful dress on, and all you see is tattoos everywhere. It's like can't even really focus on the dress. So
I'll tell you, in the military, if you're an officer and you have a spouse or your date is tattooed up, your next OPR report, you might find yourself on a one tour. They're not going to let you re-enlist because all that matters. It reflects you. It reflects the military organization.
Easy said nose rings too many tattoos. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't get no nose ring. But yeah, for some people it's an ick. To me, it's distracting. And it's so different if you have maybe like a little diamond or something here.
Yeah, we're talking about the bull nose ring.
That should, yeah. I can see how that could be an ick though. Rodney, how you doing? It says all these prosthetic women are wearing an alter ego costume. Some of them looking like after and before pictures. Yeah, and I think really what has to be at the root of that is why. So I get it. Some people want surgery to kind of enhance certain things, but a lot of times you're seeing people that just look completely different from head to toe. And I know back in the day before you get like plastic surgery and stuff like that, they would give you like psychological, evaluations to make sure it's something you really wanted to do. But I guess now all you need is a plane ticket to the DR and you're good to go. Manolo, what's going on with you? You talking about a great evil? Okay, he says all for men to lust after them. Yeah, I guess a lot of times the women know what y'all like. I like those big giant butts. But I tell my daughter all the time. I said when I was coming up, I went to high school in the 80s. I said I think women wanted to have a nice butt. That didn't necessarily mean it was a big butt, but a nice butt. Whatever that meant. Because even back then, butts that were considered to be a little on the flatter side, that was okay too, whatever. But this obsession with these giant behinds, it's just like, might you regret that one day when you're older? Like, wow, because you hear about people getting the surgeries reduced now, because they're like, oh, I thought I wanted it, but then I don't,
And to me, it's a Southern thing or regional thing because if you go up to New York and stuff, in Chicago, you don't see it as prevalent as you do in the South. To me, it's a more Southern type thing because here on the west side of the United States, you don't see that many BBLs. I mean, yeah, the Mexican girls get them, but not in general. It's not like everybody's trying to get it. They're just dealing with themselves.
Lady Diana, how you doing? Oh, man, I so agree with you. Says ick is a 60-year-old man sagging pants to appear younger. Especially when, yes, that old, but any man, right? But that old is like, you still walking around showing your rusty, dusty, crusty behind at 60 years old?
But ladies, don't you guys understand? I just got done doing a bid. So when you're in prison, time stands still. I don't know any better. So I'm coming out, you're supposed to give me a chance.
It ain't just the men that's come out of prison. It's men that they never been in prison. Somehow want to have their pants off of their booty. As my dad said, he says, I don't know how a woman would date a man that don't have the sense to, pull his pants up. There's a lot of women who are like, all right, don't bother me. I'll be like, we ain't going nowhere, sucker. Nowhere. Common Man says, my other ick is the lye smell in some women's hair, or like from a perm or something. And say lye smell. Some women's hair products make me sick at the stomach, and it makes their hair hard as a rock. Yeah, so I know lye is typically in like relaxers and stuff like that. But yeah, sometimes you can smell it. I would say dirty hair smell is one of my icks too. No, I can't do that. And no funk, but dirty hair smell, to me, it's like you ain't washed your hair in a minute, right? But yeah, so I get you on that one. LT says the physical ick having paint brushes. Oh God, paint brushes and eyelashes. Stop it. Have some self-respect. No physical, non-physical ick is not keeping your story straight. And I could track when the lie begins and you still lying. Lying is an ick of mine as well. It does. It makes your skin crawl, especially when you know they're lying. You're just like, I know you're lying. And you're going to keep on lying on top of the lie. But go ahead. So I agree with you on that. Damon, how you doing? Hope you're doing well and easy. It says, D, what about a loud woman? Another one for me. Yeah, I can see how that can be an ick. Yeah, and for me, a loud man. I have a loud voice. But I think I know what you mean. Like you feel in public, just wilding out, talking loud and stuff. Yeah, you should have some public voices, like to say indoor voices, but you just loud everywhere. If I can hear your conversation and all that. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. JB, one, he says it's mask up, not makeup. Oh God. And Manolo, you said major health issues. That's an ick for you. Like, do tell. If you don't mind me asking, Quita, how you doing? Where you been? Marlo Factor, how are you? Says, I guess the extra big eyelashes is mine. So I see a lot of fellas on here saying they don't like the big giant eyelashes. Yeah, some of those is like, how do you see out of that?
Reminds me of Mr. Snuffleupagus. Remember, he had those big eyelashes, and he just.
Remember the lady at Winco? I know you know what I'm talking about. Is she still there? Her eyelashes look like she just cut a broom in half and just glued them on. It's like, shoo.
She's still there. Still there.
I know her eyelids got to have some big old giant muscles on them from holding them doggone eyelashes up. It's like, my God. But, she like it. Hey, Sparkling for Jesus. How you doing? Uncensored Truth. What's going on with you? Says the older women is following behind the young women today. Yeah, they are. And
competing for the same men. They're competing for the same men. Sad.
I don't know where it got unfashionable to be a lady, a lady that's growing older, not old, but seasoned and matriarchal, like your Claire Huxtables or like your mama and your grandmama and all of them. Well, I don't know why that's out of style. Like I see online sometimes and I see older women. Like I saw one today, it was a 65-year-old lady and she had on like a cat suit and she's gyrating around. I'm like, why do you think that's a good idea, ma'am?
Yeah, we want me to answer that question of why it's gotten to the way it is, because women in general fed into feminism and saying, I don't need a man, I can do it on my own. They actually believe this crap. And now they're getting into their 70s and their 80s and they realize they need a man. That's just how it is. And the sad thing is they taught their daughters who taught their granddaughters, and the younger people are getting out of it. They're seeing that this ain't working, the ones that have some sense. But look in a lot of situations where You've got grandmothers that have OnlyFans accounts now. It's just sad. It's sad.
Gotta pay the bills. I'm just playing. Dwayne says, I've seen those videos, Demetra and Donovan and Dwight. I've seen terrible side effects the women have from getting the stuff injected into their butts, sagging, falling down. They be in terrible shape. Don't do it. And they say a lot of times too, I was watching this thing, and it was a guy who does them like for real. He says people nowadays just going to any and everybody who are not certified to do it. That's not their specialty. He says a lot of times they'll inject I guess it's a certain spot you're supposed to inject it, but they're not. And it can have a lot of serious health implications. So people just go on to anybody, like going to the DR. I don't know how much it is, $5,000-$6,000, but traditionally that procedure is up there as far as pricing is concerned.
Yeah. Now remember, and I'm telling you guys this, every time I go to the DR, guaranteed an American gets killed. Every time I go down there, there's an announcement of a young lady has come down and she didn't make it.
It's crazy. Angie, how you doing? It says, my daughter has a lot of tattoos to go with her education. It's not pretty at all. And I honestly, I just think that's part of the culture now, just tattoo. And I get it, some tattoos or whatever. I have tattoos. I will only see them if I show them to you, Believe it or not, I got 3. But like I said, you won't see it unless I show it to you. But I think what we're seeing now, the face, I don't get that. The face tattoos, and I thought back in the day, neck tattoos were wild. But now the face tattoos is like, yeah, that's what are you trying to do in life,
Right. Now let me ask you this. Like you said, there's nothing wrong with a few tattoos here and there, but what is feminine about a woman that's sleeved up like a Navy sailor? I mean, what is feminine about that? I'm just sorry. I mean, and then they got the deep voices now because they're smoking all the hookah or whatever, affecting their throats. It's just sad. It's just, think of these ladies if they make it to their 70s and 80s, grandmothers, and how that gravity is going to make their arm go down, and that ink is going to be all blurred in there and stuff. It's going to be terrible.
And hey, Norris, how you doing? And Andrew says, what happened to being satisfied with who you are? Yeah, we don't live in that world no more, right? Because somebody sees somebody's got this, and I can go get it too, or I want it, and this, that, and the other. Instead of saying, no, I'm good with me, I'm unique all by myself. But now everybody's kind of like cookie cutter. You know what I mean? Let's see here.
And let me add this for the ladies. Please tell your granddaughters, your daughters, whatever. This is from a man's perspective. And fellas, if I'm wrong, please put a 2 in the chat. No man wants to wife up no woman that has her baby daddy tattooed on her face or on her body. We just ain't gonna do it, because you're showing us that is who you are linked to. I mean, we already know that through the children, but you're putting it on your body. So it's just a fact.
But you know what though? Then the same would have to apply for men that got
absolutely.
Every woman they done been with. See, that wouldn't bother me necessarily. That wouldn't bother me if a man had that. I mean, that should pass or whatever the case is. I'm more like, where are these tattoos? You know what I mean? Can you wear for me? And seeing a man, can you wear a nice dress shirt or a suit and not see the tattoos? You got them. You're wearing a tuxedo. You got lips tattooed to your neck or whatever. Tattoos on a man don't bother me. They don't bother me at all. But
so,
like I said,
you mean to tell me your ex has his ex-girlfriend tattooed right here or on his back or wherever it's at, and you see that in the moment of intimacy, that's not going to bother you?
No.
Okay.
Because that was something that I like. To me, that's like I can't undo yesterday, because under that tattoo, he might have been with that woman or whatever, didn't work out, but there might be a good man, under that tattoo. So that wouldn't bother me. Like, it'd be different if the woman was on his back and we in the bed, but it's a name.
Right, but the point is, he can overwrite that tattoo and put something else there. Because if the man, and I'm just saying, this is the way I'm looking at it. I look at it. If I'm with you now and you're holding on to that, I mean, we got pictures you can look at for your ex. I'll let you keep all that, but it's on your body, and you're basically telling me this man has power over your body.
I don't know about all of that. Yeah, and ladies, I see y'all saying the men with the the wife beaters and all that other stuff. Yeah, I need you to look like a citizen. Especially if we going out somewhere and level up. I'll tell y'all one of my icks is a man that don't know how to wear a right socks with the right shoes. White socks, that's an ick for me. Unless you're at the gym or something. For me, I don't like to see white socks on a man or anybody outside of working out. If you got like white socks on with dress shoes and all that, it's like that's icky to me. But easy say the what what is the thing? What is the root cause analysis of these altered body parts? I say mental illness, not happy with self, not liking self. Yeah, that's probably a lot of it. But then some people probably was like, I want to get a lift or something like that. So I wouldn't say it's everybody's situation, but probably a good amount, I would imagine. Oh yeah, Tia, alcoholic, no. If you got any vice, drugs, and that includes weed for me, alcohol or anything like that, nah, that's an ick for me as well. The casual drink every once in a while, but if that's you knocking them back, nah, I can't. Or a man that can't hold his liquor, no. I need you to be able to hold your liquor because I don't want to have to be explaining for you and making excuses or trying to reason with you because you cannot reason with a drunk. It's hard to do. And Courtney Marie's mom, I think it is. How you doing? He says someone always making excuses. Oh yeah, that's a nick for me as well. Queen says facts. I can't stand a loud man, especially loud and always twitching and moving around. Be still, sir. It ain't my ass. Something else going on. Easy says let's just call them lashes wings. Yeah, I've heard y'all refer to those as wings. And Arnie, how you doing? Soda, how you doing today? And Angie says they can clean up the floors. Y'all talking about the eyelashes. Manola says BBLs cause major, health issues. Got you. All right, so I think I'm a little bit behind here. Oh yeah, Damien says the super long fingernails. How do they clean their fannies? And I'm one of those people. You can't make my food with those nails. You cannot, because I know unless you are with a brush, you're not getting them clean. No, you can't make my food. I'm sure it tastes very nice, but nah. And let's see here. Ronnie says there are some great looking women with their graying hair and contour their face. Yeah. Gray hair, I think it looks nice, especially on men. The salt and pepper looks really good. Comment says another ick, comment man, rather, another ick is women who drink out of the quart and wow. 40-ounce beer bottles. That makes me so mad.
I love a woman that can hit a 40 like Shanae Hay, and take it to the head. That's awesome. You gonna have fun with her.
Stupid. Slim 444, how you doing? It says it's not out of style, sis. We as men, that's what we prefer. Easy on the eyes. That's all it takes, ladies. We still love y'all. Never forget that.
I love feminine women. I just love women that are feminine. And when they got the tattoos and stuff, it's not my preference. I'll take what I can get, but hell, the feminine, the better. Sorry.
Tisha says, Nick, for me, it's the blame game, bad hygiene, a know-it-all, and there's no evidence of them knowing anything. I think he was reading up off my list. Ooh, man. Ignorance is an ick for me. Ignorance. Can't learn nothing new. Don't want to learn nothing new. That makes me itch. Actually, it's like
Is that on your list where you say dingbat like 3 or 4 times?
Yeah, dingbat. Okay. Somebody said dehydrated ink. Okay, so let me skip down. Blue face. Oh, he crazy Manolo, blue face type of woman. We talking about Krishan. I think she got blue face's face all over her body. She love that man. Quita says they can pick us apart from the rest now. Natural women, we look for now. So he said they can't pick us apart. And let's see, let me skip down. Soto says you are a better person than me, sis. And Damon says a woman with a face tattoo, doggy style, put a mask on. Y'all wilding. And then Easy says tattoo before her. Facts and Feelings says women are different from men, Donovan. Yeah, that's true. No, a man that has a woman that has a tattoo of a man on her owns him. Okay. Steven says a tattoo.
It's a form of connection, like ownership. You're basically telling a man, this man does everything I need that person. They will always have something, about me. I will always be with, that person.
That, I mean,
Just
that's
think
true.
about it. To
Yeah.
tattoo a man on your body.
Okay, but this is okay. I can't tell y'all what icks to have, but I hear people say stuff like tattoos. I hear people say stuff. Oh, I ain't gonna, put a man or woman's give them, help them with my credit or whatever the case is. But I'm like, you have a problem with putting a man's name on your body or a woman's name on your body, but you ain't got a problem with putting your dang-a-lang in that woman. You
No,
lay
we
down with
don't.
that woman, but huh?
No, we don't, because we're programmed that way. No, we don't.
I mean,
No, we
I'm just
don't. We're
saying,
programmed that way. Like, again,
yeah,
men are programmed that way.
I'm not unless you got
Because
hepatitis.
think about it like this. Right. Well, think about it like this one, Demetra. See, and this is the difference. Women have got to understand this. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to keep saying it until you guys understand. A woman can go out in the street and say, who wants to have sex with me? And guys will come. Might not be the guys you want, but guys will have sex with you. No, just because you walked out and said it, right? When a guy goes out there and do that, we don't have the same opportunities. No woman's going to necessarily say, yeah, I want to have sex with you. So guys are more opportunistic when it comes to sex, because we don't have the same things that you guys have to do that. Like me, I'm all right looking. I can't go out and just say, hey, I'm in the mood, let me go get some sex today. No, I have to go work for it and be opportunistic like a lion. I got to be opportunistic. If the prey is there and I got everything right and in handle, I can go get it. But women could necessarily go out there. Somebody's going to have sex with them. But as a man, you can't go out there and somebody's going to have sex. We're opportunistic. So yes, that woman might be this, and that. We don't think about, oh, well, yeah, she might have a disease or whatever. It's the opportunity of having sex, because there's no guarantee we're going to have sex tomorrow, the next day, or the next day. It could be weeks before we have sex again.
That's an ick for me. An ick for me is a man that's putting his fishing pole in everybody's pool. That would be an ick for me. Okay. Yes, Kel. Oh, Lord. Gossiping men. Ooh, that chaps on my hide. I say that all the time. I think, era that we're in now, and I think too, especially because of the internet, I ain't never seen so many gossiping, chatty, catty men. Never. I don't know my dad to be that, or even my brothers. I don't know them to be that, but men nowadays, it's like, wow. Okay, yeah, that's a nick for me as well. Damon says even gummies. Talking about like the CBD gummies. Is that what it is, or is it like weed or something? I mean, anything that really is gonna alleviate. If that's something you need, like medical, yeah, okay, whatever. But if that's something you got to do all day, every day to kind of, I don't know, that makes you who you are, then yeah, I probably wouldn't want, because I'm always going to be with somebody who's in an altered state. And it's like, who are you outside of doing, drugs or having to drink a lot? Who are you? Are you a different person? So for me, that would kind of make me wonder. Teacher say, yes, weed smokers are gross. Weed smokers have the worst breath. They got the worst breath. They got the worst smelling hair. It's just
worst smelling car.
Icky. Ugh. Y'all talking about the long nails, all right? And Connell, how you doing? Says everyone has ick issues. Giggle, giggle. Yes, and I didn't even realize my issues were icks until I kind of did a little bit more research, and my daughter filled me in on it. Easy says he has long fingers. Gotta use catcher's mitts, toilet paper to take care of business. Yeah, that's gross in and of itself. Black man, he says, Clean Dimitri, you don't like the green. It was put here for you and me, all of us. Oh, you talking about the weed? I've never smoked weed before, so I probably can't really speak on it from a personal level. I just like to be around people who are authentically them. And I don't have any judgment if people smoke weed. for me, my partner would just have to be as authentic as possible. I wouldn't want to be with somebody who's always in an altered state, or they feel like they need to be smoking weed to be to function. I guess that's what I mean. So that's just a personal choice, though. Uh, skip down. Marcus, how you doing? Says women long fingernails can't white good. Oof. Lady Diana says my gray waist length hair is an ick to some men. Really? Well, then that ain't your man. I love gray hair. I got quite a bit of gray hair. Not as much as I like. My daughter's like, no, I don't dye it because it's gonna look funny when it grows back in. So I'm just letting it do what it's got to do. JSC, how you doing? Says someone has Gail King wearing. You crazy? Lamb chop eyelashes, hand puppet from way back. She wears contacts that she's not comfortable with because mid-show she's wearing her eyeglasses and she looks nice. Gail has got to be almost 70 now as well, right? All right, so let's see him skip down so I can catch up. I know that I'm behind. Gilbert, how you doing? Says you got some women out here sagging and they trying to be like the dudes. Soto says if a guy goes to a bunch of women and say I want to have sex, he get laughed at YouTube, TikTok. Yeah, that's not what a gentleman should do. All right, Angie says, but they don't tell you they're putting their pole all over town, right? Which is why you got to be very selective. Yeah, like I say, everybody should not be able to, treat you like a trampoline. Because if I'm taking Donovan's word for it, he's saying basically men are not discriminatory as to who they're with. Says they're opportunistic, and I think as ladies we need to understand that because women in that situation, you are the receiver, so you're receiving all that he's out there doing unbridled and unchecked, and to me that's very scary because, as I said, hygiene with a man is very important to me, and I think that tops the list of icks. A man who is just out there, right? Just doing it with everybody. Even at this age, there's men that are doing that. So gotta be careful. Facts Not Feeling says, Demetri, you will not be okay with your man's ex name girl tattooed on his chest, especially if it sounds like he is humming her name in bed. Huh? I've been with a man or two that has had an ex on him. I'm not bothered by that. That doesn't bother me. That's not an ick for me. What he did before me, he got a tattoo, whatever. That don't bother me, not at all. But yeah, what would bother me is if he's out there and he is loose with his thing. That would bother me because, like I said, a tattoo ain't gonna do nothing to me. But you getting little homies running around down there because you can't control yourself, and then you give them to me, yeah, that would bother me.
See, well, what bothers me is when a man asks for a DNA test, y'all are fighting it, and we can't get the DNA test because that's one way we know if that child is ours or not, and if you've been cheating. With a man, with our poll, you really, you don't know whatever the deal is, but we can't get a DNA test. So,
yeah, I guess that would run in the same vein as a woman can't find your ass to get child support.
Right. I'm to find out he's not the father anyway.
Yeah, come on, knock it off. Queen says facts, Demetri. I don't like ran through men. I just can't. Yeah, and men think that's okay. A lot of men think that's all right. Why you care about who I've been with? Because I do. And Miss Lachey Bay, how you doing? He says, y'all just a bunch of horn dogs. Yeah, and you got to be careful, ladies. You got to be careful. Let's see here.
And you got to remember, if men were not programmed that way, the human race would be extinct. Period.
I'm sorry. I need my man to understand that while he may not be programmed that way, you ain't gonna get in the bed with me and you proudly talking about you running around there. See, as humans, we are supposed to be higher up on the food chain. As Earl Nightingale said, the difference between a man and a pig is the mind. A pig and a man have a brain, but the man has a mind. A pig does not have a mind. So that is supposed to set the man apart from the pig. But if a man is saying, I'm out there and I'm humping everything because I'm opportunistic and I don't have the ability to control myself, but then he's actually saying that I'm no different than that pig who does not have a mind. Because when you have a mind, you control yourself. A pig, when he eats, it eats everything, which is why they say, especially in the nation, to stay away from the pig because it does not discriminate with what it eats. But so that man, in a sense, from what you're telling me, that does not discriminate with his carnal desires, he is no different than a pig.
No, that isn't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, out of all the mammals on the earth, the human species of mammal is the only one that mates for pleasure. All the other mammals mate to procreate. That's what I'm saying. We have the thing. But what I'm saying is, when it comes down to our carnal knowledge, you ask most men if they can have more than one woman, they're going to say yes, absolutely. Now, smart men that have a brain, I can only afford as many women as I can afford. And most of it, that's only one. And some of us can't even afford one.
Yeah, so just remember that the analogy between the pig and the man is the difference is the mind. One has one and the other one don't. Elton says, quoting Lawrence Fishburne from What's Love Got to Do with It? You got more excuses than going to jail. That's another ick, not admitting fault, lack of ownership, not setting things right. I totally agree with you. And not modern day, they call that gaslighting. People will gaslight you and make you think it's not what you think it is, right? Now you tripping. It ain't what it is. It's like, oh, okay. Let's see here. We'll skip on down. I know I'm behind. And Miss B, how you doing today? Miss Lachey Bay says, yeah, Dwayne, nobody wants a yuck mouth to kiss. I totally agree with you. Miss Lachey Bay says, well, there are obviously females who supply men with what they want. So I don't complain. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of women out there who will acquiesce all that. I just ain't one of them. You can ask anybody to know me. Nope, can't do it. Ronnie says, I never like women who felt the need to smoke cigarettes or need to be in an altered state. Yeah, it's like I don't know. I would just always wonder, why do you need to be altered? Is there something wrong with you? Are you having a problem with being here in the now and your full mind, your full capacity? I don't know. I just couldn't be with somebody who's spaced out or dumbed down or drunk. I had an ex in my 20s. He was a drunk and it was awful, so from that point I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to be with a man who can't control his liquor, because it was a lot to deal with. And Brina say go to court. You talk about the DNA, and let's see here. And Soto says an attitude. So they cool breeze. How you doing? It says it's called self-control. Ronnie says, how do you know if a man has a body count if he doesn't tell you? Well, I mean, the same thing. You wouldn't know if a woman has a body count, but that's why you should settle down to a good choice. See, if you're dating with a purpose, you're dating for longevity, then that's the conversation you have with somebody. Now, of course, you can't deal with, you can't do anything about a person's high body count. I guess you would need to know what it is they're doing now, because you'll never know. But are we both on the same page? Are we trying to go somewhere long term, or are you just here for now? And I'm not. See, I'm not going to be with somebody who's just here for now. I'll see where it goes type of person. First of all, I'm too old to be doing all of that. I need to be with somebody who's, goal oriented as far as being married, settling down. I don't need to be with a, joker out there still running the streets and you don't know what he's trying to do. No, make a decision with me. If not, then yeah. But see, that's the thing too. We should be careful as who we're jumping into bed with, Make sure you have some sort of a commitment before we do that. But, you're right. You probably really will never know. Easy says materialistic women and men are an ick. Yeah. My daughter actually said that was one of her icks. So a man who was so labeled, just like a label hole, right? Like labels here, labels there. It's like, okay, we get it. You like labels, right? Common man says, I tell women, no test, no sex. There you go. Says, I'm healthy and go to the Veterans Administration Hospital to stay healthy. So why she can't go to the doctor and get checked too? I ain't dying of no STDs. Oh, hell no. And I agree with you. We're in a day and age where people do need to get tested, especially here in Houston, where they say STDs are at an all-time high. Oh, yeah. We going down to the clinic together. Absolutely. Show me yours and I'll show you mine. Test, that is. Brenda says excuses to not practice self-control. I guess. And Soto says, I'll take one woman. I don't want the headache. Absolutely. And Donovan says, we got women with multiple baby daddies and high body counts, and men need self-control. Yeah. Everybody needs self-control. Everybody needs to control themselves. I mean, because the women with multiple baby daddies clearly was with a man that didn't have self control either. Especially if he know she got multiple babies and he gave her another one. They both got issues. They both need to exercise some self control. Facts and Feelings says women prefer men who had other. Okay, women prefer men who had many other sexual partners over a guy who has one or maybe two. Just pay attention to whom women date most. Is not the guy who don't already get a lot of women. I guess that's true for some people. Cisco, how you doing? Damon says, I just need a woman who likes 70s funk. Yeah, I like it all. I like 70s funk. I like it all. And Brenda says, I don't like smoke of any type, cigarettes, cigars, weed. Yeah, me either. Especially if you know the health implications of doing any of that. I potentially don't want to take care of somebody who may have some health issues from smoking down the road. That catches up to you, right? I for some what take care of my body, and I want to be with somebody else who takes care of their body too. That's just a personal choice for me. Chico, man, how you doing? Says, so why are pigs so much desirable as food when they will eat anything, even you? Well, you know, people like bacon, ham, and all that other stuff. So I guess that's why it's tasty. But everything
Pig lips, pig ears, chitlins, pigtail. We eat everything but the oink.
but won't be with a woman with a tattoo. Yeah, just because it tastes good, don't mean it is good. So just know that. I mean, a pig don't need to have a mind to taste good. Angie says, yes, I learned about alcoholics the hard way living with them. Yeah, same here. And it's like, nah, never again. Black America says, yeah, how you doing? By the way, says you can definitely tell if a woman has a body count. Okay. Lady Diana says the smell of liquor from the night before. Ooh, ugh. From the night before. Yes. Then, especially if they drink a lot, it's coming out of their pores. And It's like,
it might take me a minute to get there. I'm a little drunk.
right. Queen says if a man has a high body count when he walks past me, I could smell it. Ooh. Smells are an ick with me. If you smell in any way, shape, or form, it just does something to you know, because when you smell something awful, it creates memory, right? You remember something that smells bad. Like we can think of people we know or knew, and if they had a stench, it's like your face just automatically curls up like
It's the same as your palate. I tell them when you go overseas, don't ask what it is you're eating. Just eat it, and if you don't like it, your palate's going to say, boom. So.
Not me. Y'all know me. If it's too far off the grid, I'm not doing it. Easy says women with black smoker lips turn off, ick, unattractive.
Weed smoker.
You stupid. Miss Lachey says, actually, I would prefer a virgin man because he can be molded. Okay. Black America says the women in Houston have a high STD rate, not we. Where they getting it from? They getting it from me. They might be getting it from each other. I don't know. I just wonder where they getting it from. I just want to roll those dice at all with nobody. Well, I don't care where they at. All right, so let me skip down just a little bit so I can catch up. Yeah, hog moths is wild. Like, what is that even? What is a hog moth?
Hog moths, hothead cheese, bodang. Well, you know what? I'll be having some of that when I go to Louisiana Thursday or Friday. I'll be there Friday. So yeah.
Pig lips too.
Pig lips with the little hair on it a little bit and everything. Yep. Pig ears. I'm gonna do all that.
You have at it. You have at it. Common Man says fish will eat you too. Yep. I suppose they would, huh? Especially piranha. Buckhorse, how you doing? Where you been? Rodney says, personally, I think maturity should get to the point where we all want someone who is oriented toward future building and settling down, i.e., we should grow up. Yes. Unfortunately, there's people who don't ever want to grow up. They're gonna be a Toys R Us kid for the rest of their life, you know. There's people in their 50s, 60s, 70s still playing the field, running around, don't want to settle down, can't make a decision. It's like Donovan said, though, he's a vet. He goes to the VA and sees a lot of men there who are by themselves, or maybe they got, a child or grandchild that's taking them to the VA and all that, and women too. And there's a lot of women who are by themselves.
A lot of military veteran women are showing up there by themselves, and they've been divorced for years. It ain't like, oh, my husband died. They got divorced in their 30s and never remarried, and it's sad. It's a sad sight when you see these people by themselves. It's sad.
Easy says, media not telling you what age group is having high rates, leaving everyone thinking it's all women. At this rate, it probably is. It probably is.
Well, regardless of men or women, all I know is the statistics are showing people between the ages of 48 and 63 are checking out of here a lot sooner than any generation before it.
Dwayne says these ladies must be dating men who drink that gutter liquor, night train, night train, a diamond red, silver satin, and that breath stinking Thunderbird. What's the word?
What they're drinking is that. Wait, what's that new stuff? That Zazira or whatever, Zazira or
Scissor. Yeah, lean and all of that. Yeah, my boyfriend when I was in my 20s, St. Ides, that malt liquor. That was him and his cruise. That was
Ice Cube was the big endorser.
I kid you not. Him and all his friends had a tattoo of St. Ides somewhere, the emblem on their body. He had one on his arm. And I'm like, damn, they paying y'all? They're paying y'all to endorse them. But yeah, St. Ides, that was their drink of choice. It was too much of a drink of choice. Liver pudding. Liver pudding. That's what they doing. You like liver pudding, Donovan? But you eat pig feet and chicken lips or pig lips.
Well, put it like this. I went to survival school, so I could eat anything that's put in front of me if need be. And I was always taught you just to be proper and to be courteous. When somebody provides you their meal, you just eat it. So.
I got you, Buckhorse. Don't work too hard. Yeah, I don't share that same ideology, sir. I'm not. If it look nasty, I'm not eating it. If it's something weird, I'm one of those people. I like good food. I don't like weird food. Like when we went to Japan, y'all had that. What is it? The street urchin, the sea urchin.
The sea urchin stuff. Yeah.
I tried a tiny bit of it, and my lips swelled up. I said, "See, I would have died if I would have ate the whole."
It was a little bit piece.
Yeah, and that was God saying, I told you, don't go too far off the grid, okay? Yeah, I couldn't do it. Black America says, what can a man possibly build with a woman over the age of 35? I'm going to just keep on going. Brina says, is it? Not everyone needs or wants someone. That's true. Some people just don't. They're cool with being by themselves. And like, if that's what cards that were dealt to me, then I'll play with those, right? Yeah, some people like been there, done that. Elton says, when a woman wants a man to lead and she constantly undermines his leadership and uses subjectivity as an excuse to do it, especially when you can see the fruits of his leadership. Yes. And I think it was you maybe that said, there's somebody else said earlier, when a man asks you to do something and then they go get another man to do it. Yeah, I can see how that's, I think, bigger than an ick. It's her not having the ability to lean on and wait on a man. You gonna get another man to do it? Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, old English is wild. Easy says every woman need a sniff regardless. Landfill vagina is do not enter. Damn, what's going on down there? Soda says, remember the St. Ides song? Yeah, the St. Ides. I don't know. Mike, he says, I won't lie, y'all. I love beef liver smothered in gravy with some onions over rice. Yeah, when I was pregnant with my daughter, my daughter's father is a chef, and he would make that because I was low in iron, and it was pretty good. I don't think I've really eaten it since. But yeah, it was pretty good. But like when I think of liver, I'm like, you think what livers do, it's not so appetizing. Miss Lachey, you say, well, some women over 35 want men who just left his mama's house and still got milk on his tongue. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, it's funny. Demetri and I were talking about that just before the show came on, and it chops my hide at how delusional a lot of our women are. Because even if the man is 35 and he stayed at home, he's staying at home and building and doing what he's got to do before he enters the world. That's smart. But a lot of our women think because they get government housing that they've done something. No, you're in a worse position than the guy that's staying home or the girl that's staying home with their parents, because you're living off the taxpayer. And for some reason, you guys think that is your house. That's the government's house. And we got to get out of that delusion. At any time the government wants to put you out of that government home, you have no say so. Whereas if you had your own, nobody could put you out other than through a legal process or whatever the deal is. But see, a lot of our women are delusional. They think because they qualified for a government home subsidized by the taxpayer, that they're better than these brothers that sit at home with their parents or they're renting a room. These guys are paying for their room out of their own pocket. They're standing on their own 2 feet. So stop with the delusion.
I ain't gonna say nothing else after that. Common Man says, yep, Donovan. And Naomi says, Donovan, that's the problem. Y'all always say we live in government housing, and that is not the case. The delusion belongs to you.
No. We don't talk about absolute. A smart and intelligent person knows you don't talk absolute. There's no such thing as an absolute, because not everybody's doing that. But as I've said on not this show, but our previous shows, 70% of Black people live below, at, or just above the poverty line. That's 70% of us. I don't care what the numbers are, because it's what we see outside. And if what I'm saying is not true, why is it that the migrant crisis, the illegal migrant crisis, affecting Black people more than any other group? You want to know why? Because we're at the damn bottom of the social and economic scale. The delusion is on you guys.
I'm gonna leave that one alone, because we've been down that road before. Chico Man, he say, got a story for you. The Double Dutch Club in Chicago, women 40 plus in good shape, and you need to check them out. Okay, in Chicago, huh? Lady Diana says, I don't eat organs from animals. He says, however, my mom cooked everything from the rooter to the tutor, and we ate it or we starved. Oh yeah, that's a different time, right? You didn't get to say, I don't want that. I don't want to eat that. It's like, well, you gonna eat this or air. And so we ate what was put on the table. Yeah, you're absolutely right. DJ Charisma, how you doing? He says, I was cursed out by an older woman on Facebook because I said that the Section 8 system effed us up. Yeah, maybe that kind of hit a little bit too close to home for her. Miss Lachey says, I know he just insulting us all. And Trish, how you doing? Says, Mr. Donovan is spicy this evening. I like it. And Rodney says, if you're too busy or internally tired from work, etc., don't worry. Someone else will do it for you. Be warned. Oh, you talk about as far as a man with a woman. Is that what you're saying? And when you say it, do you mean it? So I'm gonna open up the link. Lord have mercy. I'm gonna open up the link. Yeah, I want to come up here and speak about an ick that you may have, whatever the case is. I'm going to do that. So I'm gonna put that in there right now. All I ask you guys know that if I have not seen you on here before, please show me your face before I bring you up and all of that. So let me put this up here. One second. The silence is deafening.
Very dear. No, I'm just reading the comments and stuff.
Oh, no.
So.
Okay, so the link is up there. If you want to come on here, please act like you got some sense, because I ain't got the energy today, okay? Let's see, JB1. You say, if it don't apply, let it fly. Yeah. Soda says, just checked out that Double Dutch Club. Okay, so y'all checked it out. Common Man says, the only reason I don't eat soul food is because I don't know how to cook it. It depends on what it is, right? But all that pig stuff, no, that ain't for me. Like I said, I don't go too far off the grid. Chicken, red meat every once in a while, fish, but alligator and deer and all that, no. Raccoons, no. Easy say, D, would you consider racism an ick? Yeah, it's a definitely an ick.
I don't know. That, to me, that wouldn't be an ick because it's so ingrained in the cultures.
That's kind of why I was thinking about it too. It's like an American as apple pie, right? Elton.
Hey guys.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. My first time actually on here, I'm like, oh wow. I usually do the little type comments. So I said, well, I took off on vacation briefly. And of course I had to show Brother Donovan this right here right quick. Gotta do it. Like my old man says, there's still always time to switch if you should want to do that. Thank you very much for having me, guys. Really excited. Like I said earlier in the chat, in theory, I was actually supposed to have a date earlier. And I said, well, you know what? Well, at least I saved money. I'm on vacation. And then I remember Wednesdays, I was like, oh, one day I want to actually want to get on this. So right quick, I raised a couple things that are ick. But I really think the main thing is people not doing what they say they want to or want to do. Is sending out like false narratives. And one major thing is like, well, and Brother Donovan, you can agree with me on this. Is like, well, I would like for this guy to be this, and this. And you're like, okay, when was your last relationship again? And it's like, and why did that end? See, I come straight from the hip because, in my group, they call me Columbo because I ask questions. And a lot of people say, well, he only did this. And I'm trying to track the logic. And I'm like, okay, so you was in a relationship for 3 years and y'all never went nowhere? Like, y'all literally stayed in one spot and y'all both working full time. Nobody can come up with $5 a month out of the paycheck instead of going to McDonald's for the drive-thru. And nobody can afford one night at a Hampton Inn for $59, even if it's a state over. I'm like, something don't track. And then it's like, you know what? And I think this is a problem with a lot of people. It's like, okay, you think you're coming across a great person. It's like, you know what? And everybody's, the other person is always the villain. And it's like, you know what? There's two sides to a story. I need to, at this stage in my life, I need to find out your ex. I need to get their number and be like, okay, so she told me something. I want to know how much of this is true. Because 1 + 1 do not equal Jello. And somehow on both sides, we're getting this. And it's like, so you used to dealing with Gloctavius, Chaddington, Mr. Mick, I just got out and I'm going right back in. But yeah, there's no good man where you live. No good men where you live. And the majority of men, especially the majority of black men, it's been proven over 50% of us don't have kids. And yet you are one of 7 baby mamas. Now, I will hold the man responsible, but it's kind of like, come on now. Come on now. Come on, Cletus. Come on now. Like, am I asking too much? And, like I said, and then on the other side, because I was in Cali and I came back to the East Coast, like with the tattoos. When did women start getting angry tattoos? I go for a walk around like I'm seeing not the cute like ones back in the 90s. We're talking to stuff that look like Predator, and it's kind of like going here, it's going up, it's going up, and she turned around to look at you, and it's kind of like, oh my God, like I need to rebuke that, like it's just that bad. I need to rebuke that. Put some holy water. I got my Bible on my bed right now. I got to repent for all this. It's like it's gonna be all right. And like I said in another one, I was out and about. And I love it when I see my people actually out there looking nice. But when it's like, come on, the lady is out. She's dressed like you said, Mr. Misha, sometimes like you want to go out and look respectable. It's like, really? You got this guy. You got this guy. This guy. It's like, come on. Now, they say you can't judge a book by its cover, but we all don't buy a book until we look at what's on the cover. We read the title, see if it captures our interest. So let's cut the bull. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's just my humble opinion. Some things hit, some people miss. There's subject to interpretation, but it's like, come on now, we all got to be responsible for our interpretation. And sometimes it's better just sit in the back with your popcorn and just be like, hmm. I see how this go. Like I got a homeboy. He's like, "You want to come out to the club?" I'm like, I'm 48. I think I'm gonna stay in, watch you guys, catch TBA, catch New Black Media, and sit there and be like, you know what? I just ordered something off DoorDash. I look outside the window, and it's like I want to go out, but then like they said on that Sinbad special years ago, we the both dressed people watching the closure. But that's all I got. Sorry, guys, if I took too much time.
No,
but I'm really excited because this is my first time on here.
That was perfect.
I'm gonna be quiet. Let somebody else talk because some of us had to go 40 minutes. Like, all right, Negro. Okay, time out. So, I'll be quiet. Go Birds. Y'all turn.
Pop, how are you? Let me unmute you.
Hey, Black family, how y'all doing?
Hi,
Hey,
it's
doing
your
good,
first
brother. How
time
you
up
doing?
here, huh?
Huh?
It's your first time up here, huh?
Yes, ma'am. I only have 2 icks. Okay, my first ick is I don't like when people say there's no such thing as black love because I had it. I had it. It was solid. It's a beautiful thing. And it took me 41 years to find it. It took me 41 years. So it's out there. But just like how she and I met and how my grandparents met, totally different, 2 different eras and everything like that. But how my grandfather taught me is like when you put a woman into the car, if she reaches over and undoes your door, you got one of the last of the great ones. It took me 41 years to find a woman like that. My daughter's mother was not like that. That's another one of my icks that I'll get into after this. But even though I lost my wife last July,
Sorry.
It's I'm not gonna marry again because I'm not gonna, you can't replicate that. You can't replicate it. And my grandmother didn't remarry after my grandfather passed, so I'm not gonna remarry either. It's out there, Black family. It's out there. Okay, number 2, ick. I don't like those type of black women that turn if her and I didn't work out and I didn't want to be with her, she turns my daughter totally against me, man, to the point that, man, she wished me dead. And it's not just me. It's not just a black thing. You just got evil women out there that if they can't have the man, well, the man can't be a father to that child, and that ruins the child. You know what I'm saying? How it ruined my mom is that my daughter's mother wouldn't let my mom see her, and then 2 weeks later my mother passed. So I blame my daughter's mother for my mother's passing because she was a diabetic just like me. She had high blood pressure just like me, but that was her only grandchild, and she took that away. You know, we got to stop doing that. As black people, we need to stop doing that. I'm not talking about them other races. They got their own problems. I'm talking about black people. And her mom, her mom was one of them kind of women. If I knew her mother was one of them feminazis, I would never had nothing to do with Crystal. I would never had nothing because her mama put into her, you don't need no man. That's the first time I heard that shit. And this is a woman telling her daughter that? Now, wait a minute. Your daughter, before she got with me, wasn't nobody opening the door for her or helping her on with her coat but me. But see, she went ahead and married a white man, so I guess the grass was greener over there. But like I always said, once you breed with white, stay on that flight. Don't come back over here on my lawn because there's nothing here for you. You know what I'm saying?
I did.
But I'm gonna get ready to go and smoke this blunt. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy the rest of y'all live and everything. I'll be back. Thanks for having me though, y'all.
And thanks for coming. And
All right,
don't be a
bro.
stranger.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
All right. Bye-bye. There we go. Yeah, what some people say that though. They say, I had, the love that I wanted once, and I just, don't think I want to pursue that again. I saw an interview with Lauren London. Y'all know she was with Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah,
And she
yep.
says, I don't have a desire to be with anybody else. She says, I had it, she says, I maybe when I'm 60 or 70 or whatever, but she says, I'm good right now. I don't think I'll ever be able to duplicate that. So I'm all right.
Yeah, it's hard to capture lightning in a bottle twice, let alone once. So, yeah,
Right.
I got what I got what he was saying. It's just like it is true. There's a lot more of us together than not. It all depends on what the press puts out there. Press has never been our friend. I've been telling people that, especially since I grew up on the East. Like I said, I lived out in the Bay, and I've driven back and forth across country 3 times. It's like when I see us together, like on code, like I said, I got love for everybody. Got a lot of people, but as a people, it's okay to love yourself, because we're not taught really to love ourselves. And I think Gen X, because I'm Gen X too, it's like you're so taught to be, and especially we all remember coming out in the 80s, 90s. Some of us that remember the 70s, I remember the end, near the end of the late 70s. We so focused on out that nobody focuses on in, and nobody wants to take accountability of what happened in. Even those of us that were in the city, or our parents were in the city, we kind of went back and forth, and you go out there. But when you travel, Brother Donovan noticed, as well as Sister Demetria, when you travel and you see other groups on code, it don't matter what. And then when you try to talk that to your own people, well, you sound angry. And it's like, did I raise my voice? Did I change my tone inflection? And what I do is that, especially I got to think of one of my friends. He turned me on to you guys when I was out in Cali, and I listened to you guys back. And every single time I'm talking to us as a people, especially when I'm talking to the sisters at the job, I'm always plugging you guys. I'm like, even if like a failed date attempt, if I get a phone number, I'm like, hey, finding out interest. I'm trying to put the word out there, especially for you two. Very well balanced. I respect it. A lot of stuff I gotta agree with Brother Donovan, because we are men and we gonna see it how we see it. But I love how you're well and balanced, and even with some of the people, some of the guys that are attacking you, Miss K, I'm like, nah, I can't co-sign on that. I can't co-sign on that, and I think that's a very beautiful thing. So every time I come and say, like, oh, you need to catch this, and I'll be sending like the 2-minute shorts. I send like the 40, 50-minute shorts, because it's hard waking up your own people. And that's another ick when you see somebody like, oh, in this case as a man, it's like, she could put a subject, a verb agreement, a predicate. She can use we can put a conjunction. Like, she's not talking in a run-on sentence. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you like to read? I'm like, well, have you heard about, New Black Media? What? And I'm like, just try a clip. Just try a clip, 2 minutes. I think you like it. And it seems like if I try to connect with somebody, it's like all of a sudden the lights get turned off. They're like, what? What? I'm like, yeah, you sound like you know politics. And I tell them everything what's going on here in terms of migrants and, Cop Mala. And I'm like, especially those of us that live in Cali, know Cop Mala. And they're like, what? And so when you try to find a connection, you're not going to get everything. But when you see certain pieces of talent that are inside another person, and you want to like flourish it, and vice versa, it's like people look at you like you on crack, and not even the good crack.
Damn.
I know what's good crack.
Is there a good crack?
I know what's good crack. But they're looking at you like they looking at you like you 8 bowls of special. And I think with us connecting as people, especially when you want to find that long-term love, some of us had a lot of false starts. Some of us had a semi-decent run. And then it's like, how did that happen? But man, out here at this age, I was like, this is why I tried to get out of it over 10 years ago. And you find yourself back like, what the hell? Like the world upside down. Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria like in Ghostbusters, especially in the dating market. It's like, hi, It's like, I said just hi. I open up a door. No, it's serious. It's that bad out there. Like I said, I've seen it on both sides of the country. I've seen it, especially if I'm coming from work in a suit, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Just minding my business. They're looking at me like I'm bougie. And I'm like, I just said hi. How are you? And it's like, oh, okay. So the ick is the preconceived notions when you're trying to find to talk to somebody, and it's like, oh damn, I shouldn't have said hi. I should just minded my business. I knew I should have went home. I knew I should have got gas at the gas station. And it's like you see somebody looking at you, and you try to like, oh, hello, old school, like, how you doing? And they're like, what are you gonna do for me? Like, what? I just came to buy a Twix bar. Like, what? Like, how did this happen? But I'm glad you guys got the subject on. So I'm looking to see if Black America gonna show up around the corner.
Oh, I'm surprised he hasn't. But
he's here.
I'm just here like this. Like, go ahead, sir.
You actually hit on a couple of my icks, and one is a man that is not adventurous. Now, I'm not saying you got to be doing something wild, like zip lining over alligators and nothing like that, because I ain't gonna do that. But
bullfighting,
nothing like that. But just do something different, let's travel somewhere. It don't have to be far. Let's travel. Maybe go out to a different restaurant or something. My brother actually coined this phrase. He said, I don't like a chicken nugget chick.
Thank you.
Yeah. A woman, or for me, a man that can't, venture outside of, we go to a restaurant, some chicken nuggets or something, like, let's get dressed up a little bit, where you can't do it. You can wear anything to go eat chicken nuggets, but I'm one of those people, when I go out, I like to dress up, so.
I got told no. I don't mean to. The last 3 attempted dates I had where I was like, hey, I'm going to break out the suit. Let's go somewhere. You ain't got to put on no suit. And like, really?
That's a red flag for me. Somebody says, you ain't got to dress up. It's like, no, I dress like this all the time. If I'm going somewhere, this ain't me dressing up necessarily. But I'm like, why do you see this as dressed up? And it kind of makes me wonder who you used to dating,
As I alluded to earlier, because I can do a dive bar. I can do it all. But I'm like, you know what? You ain't get, like, it's okay. If I can get paid at work putting on the nice clothes, we can go to the ocean front. I'll drive. Your job is just to sit in the passenger side. You let me drive, and it's like, well, how much money should I bring? You keep it home. I'm old school. I'm old school. It's nice if you want to have money to help out, but as a man, if I'm inviting you out, last thing you need to do is pull out your card or your money. Now, I don't know what you've been dating, but if you want to have money and chip in, like when I was with my ex, she had to argue. We had like an argument in the restaurant because she wanted to pay. I'm like, no, I got it. She waited till I went to the bathroom, and I came back, and she was like, all right, got the bill. I was like, what? I was like, you supposed to relax. But I was like, all right, this, that. No way, so, because I've always seen my dad pay. My dad always paid. All my partners on both sides of the country, they pay. It's who you run with. You either running with the men or you running with the busters, as we used to say back in the day. Wannabe pimps versus real cats. It's like with the driving, like literally, all the men I know drive. It's nice when you want to drive as a lady. We ain't saying no, but it's for like the 9-10 hour drives. Your job sit in the passenger side, relax with the music, be the DJ, sleep, and if you want to get some chips, here's my card. That is what I'm used to. But today, a lot of people just look at me like I'm lost in the head. You know what I mean, Donovan? So let me
try to get Black America to jump in. Oh, there go the chief. And one of my other icks is a man who does not like to read. I say, when is the last time you read? That shouldn't be a trick question. Like, oh man, I'm just asking. I'm not saying you got to read, a lot of books, but do you read? Is that like, where do you get your source of information? So, Black America, what's on your mind, brother?
Greetings, sir.
All right. Hello. Can everybody hear me? How's everybody's afternoon going?
Doing good, sir. Doing good.
First off, to you, young man, you are socially awkward as hell. That's why you having socially awkward. Don't turn your head looking at me, Demetri. Listen. Listen, I told
Thanks
you.
for calling me
Hold
young,
on
brother.
1 second. I told you it's my job to point
Wait,
out
hold
stuff
up, hold
with
up. Wait,
men.
wait, wait, wait.
With men.
Wait, hold up. Do I hear some
Okay.
damn chickens in the back?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm an old dude. I've been working for years. I got a farm. I got horses. I'm on my property today.
Can I get a couple of
So
chickens with some eggs?
you can get my eggs are brown though. You know
I
those
like
brown
those.
eggs.
I like brown
Yeah.
eggs.
Yeah. But you don't want to eat nothing. You don't want to eat no hog maws or no fresh pig or nothing like that. Yeah, I got dogs and cows and horses. I got all of that stuff on my property out here in the middle of the desert in Peru. So one thing you talk too damn much, bro. If you talking to a broad, you gonna dry her coochie right up.
Black America.
You have I didn't say the I didn't say the I didn't say the P word.
Be nice.
Oh no, I got what you're saying. Go ahead.
I'm giving him advice, Demetra. He's not a bad looking dude. He's a little overweight. He's our age. Listen, I have sex with many women. Okay.
Let us see you.
That you've seen me before, huh? And you were happy about that. So don't try to play.
Wait, hold up.
Don't try to.
This.
Don't play.
Wait. When
Can I finish talking to him? Can I finish talking to him?
I don't want people to think we had a rendezvous.
No. Everybody, not like that. She did not see me like that. Everybody. So just to clarify, because I don't want to. Because if I go see a woman, especially in another town, I am smashing. There is no ifs, ands, and buts, or maybe. If I'm flying out or driving 1,300 miles, I'm touching something. Don't talk so much. You're a cool dude. It seems like you might have a career and a good job. Let them talk and give you all of the information. Okay?
I got you.
You nod your head, say yes, say no. You paying for everything. Yeah, paying for everything. That's a good way to go. But talking too much, you talk yourself right out of the draws. Don't no broad want to give no man no draws when they talking so much. Other than that, hello once again, everybody. I just had to go in for my boy one time because he's sitting up there with that Philly stuff on. And I appreciate it. As long as it's football, I appreciate it. Miss D, problem with the tattoos for women is, I know you're not gonna like this, but once we start dating or a woman, not like but once we start dating a woman who are marrying a woman, that is somebody that I am going to potentially have to give my life for. I am going to have to potentially feed her and our offspring. I am not going to be looking at somebody else's logo on your body and I got to take care of you. That'll be like me filling up all of my neighbors' trucks around here. It's not going down. You as a woman, and I know you're not going to like this part, you have to get on a man's program. A man does not get on a woman's program. If that's the case, he might as well go get himself snipped. Okay, because he is no longer a guy. I understand you don't understand that part of men, but this is men stuff. Any other questions?
Yes,
I will agree with that last part. Absolutely. A woman has to get with a man's program, period. We don't get on their program.
Common Man wants to know why your chickens is crowing this late in the afternoon.
I'm in Vegas. I don't and yeah, I'm in Vegas. I don't know where Common Man is at, but I'm in Vegas. My chickens be doing the most. We got coyotes and stuff out here. I don't know what's going on. They flocking around in the backyard.
Anything else y'all like to add?
I appreciate the wisdom in the game. I really do.
You know what I mean? So, you know, women are always trying to give men advice, but just like that old saying go, you don't ask a fish how to catch another fish. You gotta do it, or you have to give go to a source where it happens readily. You know, Miss D, and then she's older and old fashioned. I'm like, I'm in Gen X also, but I'm right at the cusp to where she was talking about people sagging. You know, I'm right at that cusp right there where I can sag or I can wear a suit. And I much rather wear jeans, and I don't even own a pair of hard bottom shoes or anything like that. So
You like
you,
to sag?
Miss D, I'm coming to Texas. You scared of motorcycles?
No, you know what? The last time I was on the back of a motorcycle, I was 18, and a Negro did a wheelie in the rain with me on it. Scared me half to death.
I can't. I got a Harley. I can't do no wheelies on a Harley. So I guess I'm gonna have to ride to Houston and take you for a ride. Yeah. So, but you can't ask her. I mean, she may have some good information for young women, but it would have to come down to how truthful that she is about their expected outcomes. Because I'm not the type of guy that believes that there's somebody for everybody. There is not somebody for everybody. And as men, like I know, we have to fight for everything we get. We have to scrap for it, claw it, tooth and nail. So when it comes to things like that, women, yes, men desire women, but desiring one and keeping one and just having one is two totally different things. Because I have a lot of women, but the ones that I keep, you know, it's a totally different thing. You know, so you have to be honest about
it. You're right. That's why I was waiting for you to come on, because I knew you was gonna give me something. That's why I said, you know what? I just came on, started talking. I wanted to hear.
Yeah. The talking is too much. It turned into a rambling, bro. You can't, especially if you sitting across the table from abroad. You can't ramble. You know what I mean? You can say a couple of little things, but you can't actually just continue to speak. You know?
Believe it or not, this is the most I talk. I usually just sit back. I'm just talking like this because this is my first time on here, and I'm just trying to fill the crowd. But realistically, I don't be bumping like that. That's why I'm sitting here like, let me just toss something out there. But I get what you're saying. I do see it though.
Okay, all right, I love it. All right, Miss D, go ahead and lay into me now. Cuss me out.
I'm just listening. He's fine with it. I don't have anything to say. So
where'd he go?
I didn't click him off. I think he clicked himself off. Maybe I got to go tend to his chickens. Oh no, he came back.
Do we get more people on here now, or how does this work?
No, I put the link in if they want to come in. If you guys want to come on, we're going to be here for about another 15 minutes or so. What time is it? Yeah, about another 15 minutes if y'all want to come on here. I never have any ladies hardly come up. It's always the men. We need ladies.
Now, the question is, are we going to get what you got, Brother Donovan?
I am sitting here trying to type around this cat. As you guys see, he just plops right there. But in regards to my point, like I always tell women, and I agree with Black America, women got to understand men and women, we're different species in how we look at things. And for the life of me, when you tell a woman exactly what you want as a man or how it is as a man, they just refuse to believe that we think the way that we do. And it's like, no, if I told you I don't like weave, don't sit there and think I'm going to be happy because you're going to force weave on your head and you're an independent woman and all this other stuff. And you think I'm going to stay with you. I told you what I don't like.
I think what people need to understand, though, is don't get with a woman with weave. Don't get with a woman that's right. Right. Don't get with a woman that does not have the attributes that you want. The problem is we try to get with people that don't have what we want, or they have something we don't like, and we feel like some way, somehow, I'm gonna change their mind. I'm gonna give them that good old 2 minutes, and then it's gonna blow their mind, and they're gonna change and stop doing what they're doing. Get with somebody that is closest to what you like, because I'm not gonna get with somebody that I don't like. If they're somebody who's have habits that I don't want, I'm not gonna get with them. I tell you guys a story all the time. I have a friend. She says she don't understand why men, like for a woman to go down. Let's put it that way. Yeah. And I said, well, you're not going to change his mind. You're not going to change. If a man likes a woman to do that, you're not going to change his mind. Get with a man who don't like that. So believe it or not, there's men who don't care for that one way or the other. But you get with a man that likes that and you think you're going to change his mind. Well, why you want to do that? I don't understand. I ain't going to like it. What he's going to end up doing is going to be with a woman who likes to do that. And then you're going to be confused as to why he did it. But he told you that, but you thought you could change his mind. So get with people that possess the things you like, whether it's an attitude, a physicality, whatever it is.
Right. Now, I agree with you. Everything that you said, I agree wholeheartedly. Unfortunately, we send the best agents that we are to represent us.
Yep.
But in the aspect of men versus women have to understand men think totally different. We just do. The way we look at things, the way we come at things, it's just totally different. That's why on this show, and I'm kind of glad you brought that up, I never thought about that. We are a fairly balanced show because I stand on the man part of it and you stand on the female part of it. But notice, in a lot of times where Demetra and I can really get into it, sometimes because of my wisdom as a man, I back off and let her just say what she needs to say because it's obviously, there's going to be no winning here.
And it's the consistency.
If you look at some of the women in the chat, it could be totally delusional what the subject is about. Yeah, sister girl, we gonna do this. And you see it in the Fannie Willis thing. If you look at some of the comments, if you've been following those things, some of the most ridiculous things that have to do with right or wrong or something like that, the sisterhood is gonna hold 100. We're guys, we don't do that. When you're wrong, we just say, hey brother, you're just wrong. Period.
You know what I think and I speak to quite a few men in regards to women. And I think the biggest problem that men have in regards to women, y'all like the way she looks, but you don't like the way she acts or some of the things she does. And then y'all try to change it. And then when she's like, I was this when you met me, then it's a problem, right? So y'all might like how she looked. Yeah, she got a weave on her head. Then y'all like, again, y'all get in there 2 minutes. And then you think you can say, hey, I think you would look good without the wig and the weave. Nah, I was wearing this when you met me. So it's like y'all gotta have that concession too, because if that's who she is and that's what she likes, you either take it or let it alone. But you don't get to demonize that woman because she was that. So, she's smoking weed.
Right. So
she was doing that when you got with her. Yeah. And then you get with her and you say, I don't like you smoking weed. It's like, man, shut up. Because
so can I say something?
Wait, real quick. So Demetra, what you're saying is, in a relationship, there's two leaders. If there's two leaders and then a house is divided, it can't stand. There has to be one leader.
No, what I'm saying is, brother, I'm gonna be me. Now, I'm not saying people you can't compromise. I think compromise is important, but what I'm never gonna do, okay? Personally, I'm not gonna compromise who I am. If providing I'm not a horrible person, if I'm a horrible person, I shouldn't be with nobody. But I'm not going to compromise who I am, the stuff I like for you. Now, if you don't like me that way, because I'm going to be, anybody who knows me know you're going to meet me the way I am. I'm not going to send a representative and I'm going to be the way I am. So, but if you don't like me in that state, then I'm not your woman. but please do not try to engage in a relationship with me and then try to label me as something I'm not because you don't like what you already knew I was. Now, again, yeah, as far as it being two leaders in a relationship, that's dependent upon those people in that relationship. If the man don't have a problem with her taking the lead, then that's on them. So I think we need to find our person and fit in. But again, don't get with a woman and try to change her when you knew she was that way when you got with her.
Then why do women keep trying to change men?
I was about to say, everybody got an issue.
It's the same.
Can you deal
but
with
it's the same premise.
Level.
But it's the same premise. It's not. That wasn't a one size fit all argument. I was just using that as an example. Yes, sometimes men get with women and try to change it. Sometimes, and I just gave y'all an example about my friend who don't want that from a man. Don't want to do that on a man. So stop getting with people trying to call them your person when you knew they weren't your person from the beginning. What you tried to do. Oh, I'm about to say a word. You tried to be Dr. Frankenstein. You tried to piece together your man or woman, and they didn't already showed you who they was. And then when they do their own thing as Frankenstein, it's like, oh my gosh, I've created a monster. No, you tried to make that person something they were not.
Right, and in America, that's almost damn near impossible to do. Thus, you see a lot of these guys getting their passports and going overseas.
But why? You going overseas because that woman showed you who she was, and you couldn't change her. So
no, it's not that woman. It's the culture of women in the United States and in the Western world. This is a phenomenon that is affecting the Western community in general. People are not putting up with it. You see women trying to do what men are trying to do and go overseas. You are not going to take if you can't deal with men in the Western world, you go outside of the United States where the patriarch is real, you're not going to survive. I just read an article where they're beating the crap out of some American sister in Nigeria, one of those countries over there, because she was disrespectful to the patriarchy and how they do things over there. So what I'm saying is this, basically. If we do not play our roles in society, however we got it, like you said, I agree with everything that you said. I agree with everything you said. However, this attitude, and you got a lot of men out there like myself, maybe Black America, maybe Elton, all this other stuff, where we're traditional men, and we're going to stand on all fours, and we're not going to fall for that. Well, we could be compromised. Here's the thing with compromise: people get compromised messed up. Compromise is this: Elton has something that I want. Dimitri has something that I want. You guys want something from me. We all come down to an agreement and everybody gets what they want. That's compromise. But if I don't want nothing from you, I don't have to come to the damn table. And in my household, as a man, I'm the leader and I'm going to lead. I'm not saying it's a dictatorship. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying compromise when you have to compromise. I'm not going to compromise just because society tells me that's what I need to do. That's a bunch of bull.
And I was going to say, the biggest, at least for me, the biggest thing I've seen, the biggest lie that's been told is that everybody's equal. Yeah, may have equal opportunities, but not everybody's equal. And whenever people get mad, I said, look at me and then look at somebody who doesn't wear glasses. I need glasses, the other person doesn't. I'm not tall like Shaq. We may have equal opportunity, but we're not all equal.
Right. And I get that. I get that. And I'm going to give it to Black America, and then Corliss, and then Patty. But again, get you a woman that's able to take direction from you. Why? Because see, that's the problem. We don't, as people, we don't settle down to good choices. We don't vet people, and then you find out you got a hard-headed heifer. As a woman now, but it's like those are the things you should have been finding out. Can she lead or can she follow your lead? If she can't do that, then why did you make her your woman in the first place? Black America.
So what I wanted to say was real quick on that part. It was a lot that went through, but the problem. So I don't think that you really realize what we want you for as women, and I know why women need men, but I don't think that you guys realize that we want you first and foremost for sex. That's what we chase you for. And then we see if you can get on our program and do what we ask you to do. Because eventually, as long as you're doing what we ask you to do, you're going to get our life, our very life. Men are going, good men. Elton is, he find the right chick. He's going to go to work every day. He's going to bring him her money. As a man, and I don't like saying this, you can be a simp for your wife or your woman, right? You're not supposed to simp for a bunch of chicks out in the street. Like I had a bar. I've never bought a chick a drink, right? So, but you can simp for your woman. But all you guys have to realize is, first and foremost, we want you for sex, and then we just want you around, but we don't want any lip from it. So it's not that we need to change your mind or trying to change who you are. As a man, as soon as I find out a woman is not listening, she's out of there. You know, so it could take a couple of weeks. You know, it might take a month. Hell, I went on a cruise with a girl in December. I had already bought the tickets, but I wanted her gone before December. You know, so you know, just because of the attitude and not being able to listen. Now I give it to Miss Corliss that's drinking all that water. That's good for you, girl. Drink
it. Black American, I love you. Just because I had a good day in court, y'all. I did it, B. Okay, so I came in at the tail end. I really don't know what's going on, but I saw Black America on here. You know, you my favorite person in the whole world. And I just, I'm just here listening right now. But I don't think men just want women for sex. I don't know why you keep going back to the Barney Rubble days with this cavemanish.
What else can you do for me as a woman? Let's like really parse this out right now. What else can you do for a man? What else do you think that you could possibly do for a man?
Okay, stop right there. So I'm gonna tell you what I just did today. Okay. So today, well, we'll start yesterday. Yesterday, somebody called me, and this is a man that I'm with. Okay. And he needed some legal advice, although I'm not an attorney or a lawyer yet. Okay. I bet you they threw out his case today. And it wasn't about the booty. It wasn't about the beauty, but damn sure he ain't got a case no more. So it ain't always about.
Could he have paid for a lawyer to do that? This is what I'm saying.
He paid for a lawyer. He deals with a woman that's smart enough to not make him have to pay for an attorney, right?
I dig it.
Stop. Because at the end of the day, they had to give me my props because he called me and was like, damn, you was right. He said, I got a $400 fine and they going to sentence me to 3 days in the county jail. But you ain't got to worry about that because guess what we doing right now? We writing up the appeal so I can get them paid. See, he put some money in his pocket. Okay, I'll wait.
All right. Once again, he could go pay for a lawyer to do that. We want you for the things that are not tangible, Corliss. We want you for the things that we cannot pay for. Every man that goes to work we can pay for legal.
Oops, I didn't do that.
Yeah, you did. I saw you hit the button. No, I'm not
because I have to say,
you see, when the truth. No, go ahead.
It wasn't me.
Even though you guys can pay for an attorney, right? And I know Donovan can with no problem. Elia, I don't know, but maybe you can, maybe you cannot. But even if you cannot afford to pay for an attorney, right, and you get yourself in a pickle, would you not want a woman by your side that can help you out of the pickle and you can keep that money in your pocket within the household?
Well, absolutely. And
Yes, we
Yes,
would. Yes.
absolutely. And that's what I've been saying. A man is supposed to lead, period, point blank, get out there. Everything that we're enjoying is built by men. The house you're in, the cell phones, civilization has been built by men. The women's role is to nurture our children and to support and give us advice as men.
Okay.
That is your role, to
Gotcha.
advise us and support us.
All right, well, hold on. I want y'all to think about this because I want to hear from Patty. I want the men to think about this. Is a woman expected to do those things and provide half? Think about that. Patty, how you doing?
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm a little under the weather, so my voice might be a little out of it. I just wanted to go, you had mentioned, Mr. Mitra, mentioned about like you can't change a person, right? You can't change your husband. So I've been married for almost 10 years. We have 2 children. At the beginning, I have to say that usually people say the first 2 years are amazing, but they were terrible. And the reason why was because I was like, I met my husband, he's a chef, so he's a professional. He's always working. He's working, which is a great thing. That's one of the things that attracted me to him. I'm a teacher. So, to see someone, wow, we can build something together, right? We can have a family. So that's great. But then when I realized, okay, he's working all the time. He's not home as much, I'm like, okay. So that's when things became, I'm like, okay, the first thing that I loved about him, a hardworking gentleman, is now the thing that I'm complaining about and nagging him about. Oh, well, when are we going to go out? When are we going to do this? The point is that after I realized, okay, this is what he loves to do. He's a hardworking guy. He loves to provide for his family. I have to, let it go, try to plan around him, like when he wants to go on vacation, or try to see, and if he's not available, then okay, then I'll still go with the children and, invite a cousin or his mom or someone else. And I have to say that after I kind of stopped trying to change him and just kind of work along, I wouldn't say under him, but I mean allow him to be in charge, then that made a marriage so much better. So back to what you were saying, that you can't really change a person. If it's something that's okay with you, that you can live with, obviously not something if he was a drunk, I wouldn't have gone with him, or, someone who smoked, illegal drugs or things like that. But I just wanted to agree with you when you said that you either take it or you leave it. And, if it's something you can work with, you can have a blissful relationship. It's not perfect, of course, but I'm just saying, I do agree with that. Thank you.
Absolutely. And Patty, I thank you so much for coming up here. And you're right. It's acceptance. You accepted it. You're like, okay, I'm going to accept it, because going against the grain, y'all probably wouldn't still be married if you did. And that wasn't a deal breaker for you. And so that's what it takes a lot of times in relationships, to say, you know what, I don't like it, but it's not that bad. I'm gonna work with it. Let me give it to Charisma. You're welcome, Charisma, because I know she is on her break. This is your first time up here. How you doing?
Yes, it is. Hi, Aunt Demetra. Hi, Uncle Donovan. I'm good. How are you and everyone?
Well.
That's good. So, something that's very icky to me is, well, first let me say that I am 26. I turned 27 in July, so I'm considered the oh gosh, what's the, well, I'm a millennial. Let's just say that I'm a millennial. And I really don't agree with these young girls who are the same age as me saying that a man has to make a certain amount of money in order to be a provider. And that is definitely not true. When I was 23, I bought my house when I was only making $15 an hour. So, it's possible for, that to still go on till this day. And like the older guy was saying earlier, it's all about it's going to take some time for you to find the right person for you. And also, as long as the guy is respectful and he's a provider and, all the above, the ideal man that you should need and want in your life, go for it. If you're making more than the guy, all right, so be it. Like I said, as long as he's meeting those requirements that he's supposed to as a man, so what if you're making more than him? Or so what if he's only making a certain amount of money per hour? As long as he fits those requirements, yeah, that's all that I have to say.
I love it. And thank you for coming up here, and come back and see us again, and don't work too hard.
Okay, I won't. I love you guys. Bye.
Yeah, she's been following the show a long time, and it's her first time coming up here, so I love it. All right, so where do we leave off?
Men are always right.
Yeah, no, your question was should we expect something? I don't know, but you guys are still contributing half. Repose that question.
Yes, that was the question
that was
posed.
the question. Yeah, that was a question. Should I don't know if you answered. I'm sorry. And brother Todd, I won't be in Savers this year. My father had to have a procedure, so he actually wasn't able to go, but for sure next year. My question is a woman expected to do all of those things if she's providing half?
Okay, I'll go first. The question is half of what? Because men always do more of the labor. I got dogs around here. I got to pick up dog crap, right?
You damn right you do.
You see what I mean? I take that garbage out too, right? I take that garbage out. I pick up this dog mess. I feed these horses, these cows, these chickens. Anything that has to do with a vehicle, I do, whether it's changing the oil myself or going and putting new tires on the car. So what I'm saying is, you guys always think, well, why should I pay half on now? Once again, that's not my case. But the things that men have to do over and above paying bills, actually, I don't think it's, I don't, you know what? I don't think women appreciate what men actually have to do. You know, you get a dead battery, then you get that rattlesnake under your car, then you're looking for me. You know, you get that flat tire. Ain't no women pulling over to help no other women change no tire on the side of the road. I'm sorry. It's certain things that men do that we're just expected to do. And we do them for our women. We do them gladly. All we want is some damn salmon croquettes when we get some time. You know, we don't want much. We want to wake up to some freaky deaky sometimes. We don't want much. So I think the half conversation is really, you know, yeah, you might be paying half of the light bill or half of the mortgage, but men are doing the whole other half of everything.
Got you.
Well, I don't know who making salmon croquette, Black America, because they going through the drive-through today, baby. These bras don't cook; they microwave. They don't even know. They know how to open up Swanson's. Ask them to make some real mashed potatoes or cook a real steak or go tell you if that chicken is got something going on. These people don't cook.
You know what's funny is my daughter made salmon croquette the other day. And she made steak, potatoes, and sauteed green beans yesterday. Oh my God.
Yes.
All three of mine could.
Let's hear from Elton on that question. Let's get through the question.
Huh?
Yeah, go ahead, Elton. Unmute, mute.
Oh, you're muted, yeah.
Can you hear me now? Okay. So this is the answer for me. Everybody's got their own answer. So as far as the half part goes, it's like this. What are you in the relationship for? Now, relationships supposed to lead normally towards something else, right? So the man is the head, depending on, doesn't matter what religion you believe in. Man is the head. His significant other is supposed to be a helpmeet. That if you believe in the Bible or anything like that. We have a lot of people who pretend religion but don't really follow it. My thing is this: as the man in a relationship, like Black America said, there are things that we and Donovan knows as well. It's just ingrained in us as men to be men, to stand on our square, and it's our job to carry the heavy load so you don't have to. You're not supposed to. You know, that goes all the way back to the beginning. Now, you help however you want to help out. You should have that option. but there's certain things that are required that as a man, as the head, if somebody looks at you and your significant other, they're going to be like, that's his job. Why ain't he doing it? And I can't sit there and be like, well, you know, I really did. No, that's no point. That's stuff we're supposed to do. We should want to do. And any man who really doesn't want to do it, you ain't dealing with no real man. That's just period, point blank. And men can know that. So as far as helping, if you want to help and you help however you can, if you see something, but it is not expected because that's what men are built for. You know, we've seen it in our grandfathers, our fathers, our uncles, you know, the partner's uncle that you don't know what he does, but he take care of what he need to take care of. Anything you contribute should be an add-on, shouldn't be living off it. Should not be living off it. Like if a man got to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, we all got grandparents that work, the men work 3, 4 damn jobs. If you want to contribute, that should be you. But as far as the bills being paid, that's my job. Anything going on with your car, I should be taking care. I should be taking care of not just my car, but your car, because that's what I'm supposed to do. You know, that's just period, point blank. So if you want to help, that's fine. I shouldn't have to rely on that. You should be looking at me like, does he even take care of anything on his own? So that deals with the choices that are out there. But, you know, that's just my opinion. That's how I run my program. It's like, hey, it is what it is. You've seen it when you're coming in. You know, we can grow. You don't have to stay stagnant, either person. But there's certain things that's like, what are your deal breakers? Everybody's got issues. The question is that going to be a deal breaker for you? And the older that we get, both men and women, the harder it is to change, and we just not going to change the world because we just stuck on our ways. So
Donovan?
you coming in surprised, but that's all I got to say.
I'm going to break it down and make it real easy, and I agree with everything Elton just said. Because, again, notice the thing here, ladies. The men are sounding pretty much the same. But here's the thing. Men, since the inception of time, haven't changed much. Everything has been put on our shoulders. Everything that we enjoy today has been built by men. 70% of women get degrees in the arts, not in the sciences to build. Okay? That's just how it is. That's how it's always going to be. Now, in today's society, because I think it was your average logical thinker said, is that the norm of men today? No, it is not. Why is that? Because Dimitri and I talked about this a little bit yesterday, and this is my opinion. We've raised almost 3 generations of young boys who lived in a house with a female lead. Nothing wrong with being led by a female. My mother was a widowed mother. But look at how misogynistic I am, because she respected the fact that I was a man. But when you do live in a house led by a woman, some of those female traits will, fall off on you. You're going to pick up some of those female traits. So young boys that have been taught, oh, no, she better have her own. She better do this. She better do that. Oh, no. Independent woman. Oh, no. Make sure she has 50%. When I hear that as a man who was raised as a traditional man by a widowed mother, I go ballistic, because you got to pay the cost to be the boss. This is why in my household, I pay 100% of the bills. Just what Elton said. I pay the bills. I take care of the car, whatever. After all my money is spent and my woman wants to go to the movies and I ain't got no more money, it's on her. It's on her. She wants to go on vacation. That's on her. We're using her money to do that. Now, notice, ladies, did I once say, or Elton say, or did Black America say, we're stopping you guys from having your careers and getting an education and doing what you want to do? No, we didn't say that at all. What we're saying is the only species between us two that has changed since the millennial of time, and especially within the last 80 years, has been women. Period. Women have changed more so than men.
Naomi says women created a lot of things as well. And I was going to say that as far as, women may have more BAs opposed to BSs. But it's faulty logic to say because more women have bachelor arts that they're not industrious. You know,
that isn't what I said. Why do we always deflect? You're always doing that. I didn't say that.
No. Wait a minute now. You say this is the problem that I have. Y'all talk, I sit here, I don't interrupt. I don't say a word. I listen to y'all. And the problem is, and by the way, I got a bachelor's in communication. And I do know that the communication process really entails more listening than talking. I want to make a point of correction to Naomi's point when she says we created a lot of things as well. And I say, yes, it's faulty logic to say, to draw the correlation that women have more BAs. And so that says men build more things. That may be true, but it does not mean, to her point, that women don't build as well. That's all I'm. Wait a minute. This wasn't even about you. But see, you took that personally. This was more about her comment. That's all I'm saying.
What I'm saying is, again, we got these people, and it could be anybody, not just Naomi. They hear something, and it's always the whataboutisms. We're not talking about the whataboutisms. You guys know what we're talking about when we talk about what we talk about. If we're saying everything that we built civilization, that's true, mostly men. Now, if a woman's got a BA, we're not saying that women didn't build anything. They didn't do certain things. We're not saying that. Matter of fact, there was a movie about the women in the astronaut program. What was it called? About the black women.
I forgot.
But you guys know what I'm talking about, right? The movie where there was black women that actually got the space program that got us to the moon. Now, those of us that are in the know, we know that it takes this, that. But as a whole, civilization and everything that we enjoy is mostly made by men. That's all we're saying. You know, it just chaps my hide when people try to deflect at what we're saying. We are intelligent enough as people to have a conversation and say, okay, yeah, that he isn't talking about everybody, or that doesn't reflect, or whatever. But the numbers do. I can lie, Dimitri can lie, Elton can lie, everybody can lie, but the numbers don't.
And to your point, you can say what you want to say, and she can say what she wants to say too. Ain't nobody got no bridle on their mouth. They can say whatever they want to say because people can have their own opinion. So that's not something against you. She's allowed to have her opinion just like you're allowed to have your opinion. I'm gonna leave that question up there for Corliss.
Oh, now that's a good one right there. But it's not just gonna take the black men; it's gonna take all of us, baby.
Yeah,
it's gonna take everybody. We beyond the black men. Yes, they're gonna have to lead in it, but that's gonna take every last one of us because that's a big ordeal. Men can handle a whole lot, and I give it to y'all. Y'all can, just like women can, but it's gonna take more than it's gonna take more than just black men to show up. That movie I think you were talking about is called Hidden Figures. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can I answer Miss Sweet Talk's question?
Mm-hmm.
Miss Sweet Talks, black men are not going to rebuild the community. This community is gone, and it has been gone since about 2000. It's been really in the 90s. We tried to give it a good show. We tried to come back, X-Clan and PE and all of that, and all of this, pro-black stuff. But you really have to look at the percentages. You as a woman, and Corliss and Miss D, if men are, you guys have to understand, if we're getting pushed back as men, we want to physically fight. We don't want to. We don't want to cower down to you. If you talk crap to me, I want to do something to you physically. Women that give too much pushback and have been given too much pushback for years. Now every black man sees that, and all of us said, I'd rather do something. I'd rather be a womanizer. I'd rather get on the plane and go to Brazil and Belize. I'd rather go to the DR. I'd rather, God forbid, I've never even touched a white woman. I'd rather touch a white woman or a Mexican, because without our women behind us, without our women behind us being our avant-garde, you know, without them being our soldiers, there's no reason to be a general and lead and build anything. And so, you know, as far as right now, I hope you're hearing my voice. As far as right now, you're going to keep on getting these pansy men. You're going to keep on getting these soft guys. You're going to keep on getting these girls that's going overseas and getting locked up, and women flying over to Africa thinking they can find a man. And then once they find out they got to fund him and he start beating her across the head, they want to try and come back to America. You're going to keep on getting these same outcomes because until you guys as women bow down and be quiet, because we have no other choice but to leave you alone. We don't want to, nobody wants to fight with Corliss and Miss D. We can't physically do anything to you, so we might as well turn our backs on. And that's the way that men look at it.
JBWR, you say black women have largely abandoned black men. That is a lie from the pit of hell. 80% of black people are with each other. So that we need to stop further in that. That's absolutely not true.
Stop. If I can say in response to that question about the community, I'm just gonna have to agree with what Black America said, but I'm gonna take it one step further. Once again, I'm gonna go back to, if you have faith and believe in God, basically we have to, as a community, cry out to God. We don't do that no more. You got to cry out. You got to cry out. 2 Corinthians, you got to cry out, because a lot of what took us to get to this point, you're not going to fix it overnight. You're not even going to fix it in one generation, because this thing has been systematically set up. It's also part of the curses that we got as a people. Hard head, stiff neck. That ain't us. I don't know who is. But the time it took for us to get down, it's going to take time to get back up. And that's one thing I like about this dialogue, is that we actually are having a conversation. We can either agree or disagree, get very heated, but at least we having the dialogue where, 15 years ago, we wouldn't even have this dialogue. People have still been stuck unless you're stuck in your little enclaves. So I think talking about it is step one, but we as a community, as a people, we're gonna have to cry out. That's the only way, because it's been like that since the beginning, and that's the only way it's gonna end, because we can't fix ourselves. You gotta cry out to the Most High. That's my answer.
Gotcha. Corliss, did you want to say something? We about to get out of here too, because your girl is tired.
I have to say this, and I'm not trying to be funny, but too, look at what we see. What is so big and prevalent right now? Who is it? What is it? Miss Netta? Baby, I got more stuff about Miss Netta and Charles. First of all, this generation just all over the place. Old, young, everybody falling out the closet, in the closet. They coming out Tyler Perry-ish and all of this. But we've been this way all our life. And then here you got this big grown, excuse my French, ass man talking about, Charles, your dinner is ready. Women ain't even, like, come on, yeah, really? I'm saying, when I'm saying it with all sincerity, it's funny as hell, but it's sad because
hold on. I don't know what you're talking about. Can you catch me up on that? I have no.
Well, we'll send it to you after the fact. But at the end of the day, he ain't doing 50. I don't even know what that is, but that's what we looking at as Americans, to say this is what is right. And come on, you're like, are y'all kidding me? She's showing this dude is showing women what we supposed to be doing for a man. If you don't knock it off.
And yeah, they got a large following. So Miss Netta and Mr. Charles, Miss Netta actually name was Joe. So it's a dude, but you know, y'all know. And he's got a man, and their thing is, I'm trying to do it right. Miss Netta makes Charles lunch, who's a man, and he says, Charles, your lunch is ready. So Charles will come sit down, and he's made him this thing, and he's eating it, and he is very all like yeah, it's a mess.
But hold on, D, because this is the thing. He said, because that's what he is. He said he's a man, right?
Yeah.
He said that. He said, I'm a man, and I don't even go with all these he, she, him, they, them. He said, I don't agree with that. I'm just me. But at the end of the day, why the hell are we following a grown ass man to tell women how we supposed to treat a man? I just need to understand that as a grown woman in my own right, and I'm a real woman.
Well, you see that a lot too, especially from that. That particular, I think Corliss and Black America Frozen. There you go. That particular community, it has gotten to the point to where they for whatever reason feel like they need to instruct real women in that world. They call it real fish on on how to be women, and I think that's very odd too. It's like no man could ever tell me or instruct me in no way, shape, or form on how to be a woman. But unfortunately, there's a lot of women who do prop them up. But I would be like, yeah, you need to shut your mouth. You can't tell me how to be a woman because you don't know what that is.
Same thing when it comes to being a man. I agree with you. I agree.
I got a question.
Wait, hold on.
I got a quick question. Okay.
Just like I'm trying to think what the opposite would be of that. I guess they couldn't tell. Shit, I'm confused. But yeah, they cannot tell women IL. I'll be trying to get headaches trying to figure this stuff out. But they cannot, but they think that they can. And unfortunately, there are women. There's this one guy, I won't say his name, but he sits up and he's on that side and he tells women, girl, why you this and this man, why you like this man? And he's got this huge following. And he's sitting up click-clacking, putting on lip gloss, talking to women and telling women what to do and what to say and all this other stuff. And I'm like, wow.
I got a quick question. Elton, did you know of this? Is this a TV show or did you know of this TV show with these two men, Elton?
It's on the internet.
I have no idea.
Donovan, did you know of this TV show or internet thing? See, the problem is it is women that's making that okay. It is largely our women that is making that okay. As a man, as a straight, like man that like women, I would cross the street if something like it doesn't have anything to do with being phobic or mean or anything like that. It has to do with not wanting to deal with those type of things at all. It's our women largely that makes these things popular. It's our women largely that made Tyler Perry popular. It's them and not you guys. I know it's not Corliss or Miss D that's watching the House of Pain and the Love and the hip hops and black stars do whatever. I know it's not you guys particular, but it is our women that watch these things that are susceptible to it. So I hear what you're saying. It sounds really horrifying. The whole concept of the show. It sounds really scary to me, but we have no recourse against you guys. You guys are the largest consumers on the planet, and anything that makes money or anything that they're gonna put it in front of you guys as women and say, go at it. And the women eat it up. You know what I mean? So I feel sorry for us. And that's why I say we're so much on the opposite end of things, as far as that's concerned, that it may not be any coming back till everything actually implodes, which is sad.
Yes, indeed. So, Corliss, we're gonna get out of here. What you got to say on the way out?
It was good. Oh, let me just share this good news. I put in my application for the bar today.
You got this.
So I don't know, but I can say this. You right, Black America. No, I am not over here. I get mad when they send me Miss Charles and Netta because that big old Negro can't teach me nothing about being a woman. You cannot. And it is very sad though, because what he said is so very true about us women. Because when they travel, Charles, I mean, what's his name? Joe.
Yeah, Miss Netta Joe.
Okay, Miss Netta Joe. So Miss Netta Joe is going to the black salons, and honey, they in there just girl and you swooing and cooing. No, y'all need to stop that. The devil is a lie. That's why it's acceptable because, like you said, they sit up and they watch it. I had to tell them, don't send it to me. Because I don't want to, he can't teach me how to cook for number one. Let's start there. And I ain't going outside looking like no Sasquatch, talking about Charles and all of that foolishness. Like, I just don't have time for it. So we need to invest our time, which is something you don't get back, into more important things. Thanks, y'all.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Elton, last word.
Yes, thank you very much for having me on here. My first time. I was nervous. Once again, appreciate your platform. Very well balanced. I'm still gonna go out there and beat the path and try to tell everybody I come across. Follow New Black Media, Diaspora, everything. And that's basically it. Y'all have a blessed night, okay?
Thank you. You do the same. Black America.
One question for Cordless. You said you passed the bar or you put in an application for it?
So you have to put in your application in order to take the bar. So I put in the application.
Okay, congratulations to that. Love to see people progress. I just I want everybody to know that yes, I'm a jerk, right? I'm a male chauvinist pig. You know, people in the and I'm not pro-black. Like I told Demetra a couple of weeks ago, she's the only woman I follow, and I figured it out why today because everybody, like all of the other panels, shows, and stuff that I watch, they are mainly like younger people, maybe except for like like Coach Greg Adams and Medium Man. But most of them are younger panels, and mostly everybody in here, except for people like Common Man. I think that's way too old to be doing anything. I'm an ageism person more than anything. You guys are my age, like we're peers. Are you hiding your face, Miss D? Because I said that about old people. My mama old. I be telling her ass, sit down. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, what do I want to hear from an old person? Like Jesus. I don't want to hear nothing from an old person. Anyway.
The man is not that old.
He old. He old as he our parents' age. He old.
He's not. No, he's not.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so I just want everybody to realize that, even though we always not see things like pro-black and the Democrats and stuff like that, we all still have to, even if we don't have anything in common, we have to find some commonality in between us. You know what I mean? So it's like when I was in prison. We was all black, and you got the Mexicans and the Cubans and the Puerto Ricans and the white people. So you separate not into classes because some of the people were super rich and some of the people were poor. You separate by color. So if you can find some commonality to have with the people in your surroundings, that's what you do. So everybody find somebody and either flip them off or shake their hand and have a go at it.
Absolutely. Donovan?
This, once again, is a great topic today for everybody out there. It is all love because in a conversation, we might not agree, but you might pick up something you didn't know. And I pick up all the time, from you guys and some of you guys sayings, and I'm in the chat doing that. Yes, I am a male chauvinist. I am a traditional black man. I am not going to apologize for that. And guess what? My male toxicity attracts a lot of women. Believe that. It attracts a lot of women. And I'm not going to apologize, because what balances my toxicity, ladies, is your feminine wild, your nurturing condition. And that's what gives us the balance. And that's why opposites attract. So great topic. You guys come back. I hope nobody takes anything that I say personal. I'm just speaking up as a man the best way I know how to.
Absolutely. And I guess that leaves me. So I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Everybody's opinion is valued. We may not like it all the time, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. So I thank you guys so much. You guys make this show what it is. And so please come back and see us again on, I think, Sunday. That's when we'll be back here. 5 o'clock. That's usually our politics show, unless something earth-shattering takes place. But in the meantime, we'll see you guys. And thank you, YouTube, Twitter, X, and Facebook. You guys are the other side of the conversation, and family love and appreciate you. See you guys later. Peace.